listening to 101.7 KSAM, home of the Huntsville Hornets. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network. Hear every punt, pass, and kick of hard-hitting Hornet football on the air at 101.7, online at KSAM1017.com, or with the free KSAM app. You can also watch the game live at KSAM1017.com. Now let's join the broadcast team. Color commentator Brian Adams and the voice of the Huntsville Hornets, Rob Hipp, for the Cabins and More of Texas Hornet Countdown to Kickoff.
Well, a pleasant good Friday afternoon, friends. Rob Hipp here alongside, as always, my good friend Brian Adams. We are live in Madisonville, Texas, here at Mustang Stadium. It is the by-district opening round of Texas high school football playoffs. It's the 5A Division II opening round here. And tonight, Brian, it's the Huntsville Hornets versus the Nacogdoches Dragons. We're set for a good one. Excited about it. One thing before we do get started, many of you may already be watching on social media or listening. We just want to let you know there is no video tonight of the field. We don't have the rights to do that, so we thought, why not be a little bit creative, man? Show a shot up here. I know how much people like to look at you, Brian, so we'll just put the camera on you tonight.
They're looking at you. Man, what an exciting night tonight. I mean, it is the first round of the playoffs. This is for the by-district championship. The Huntsville Hornets against the Nacogdoches Dragons. Ought to be a great ball game. There is no rain right now. I am looking forward to this. The stands are almost packed. A lot of people here, a lot of excitement, Rob. Can't wait to get this game underway.
Again, we don't have the video rights tonight. That is with the UIL agreements in place, and unfortunately we can't bring you the video. We tried. We just can't do it. And so for those of you back at home on the radio, you've been listening to us all season anyways over the audio. We'll paint the picture tonight, and we will do our best to help carry these Hornets to a victory. Excited about this one tonight. Huntsville has had such a phenomenal season. They go 9-0 undefeated. Of course, the first game due to COVID, not on their end, but the opposing team could not open up the season with that opening game. So we had that scrimmage, Brian, all the way back at Bowers. We go 9-0, and now the team sitting pretty here in district play, finishing up 6-0. The undefeated team and outright undefeated. You got to be proud with how Huntsville has played, and now the real numbers start. We talked to a lot of the players in the Hornet Nation Coaches Show saying, you know, this is when it really starts counting. These kids have the right mindset. They have prepared. They have worked hard. Coach Southern has really put the hammer down this season and said, guys, we got to get it rolling, and they've done just that. They have answered the call, and we appreciate what he does, but excited for these kids, Brian.
Very excited for these kids. These kids are prepared. They have been coached well. They have gotten the recognition they have deserved. Everybody is talking about this Huntsville team. There is an air of confidence about this team, offensively and defensively, that I have not seen in quite a few years. I mean, these kids are ready to play some ball. This defense is arguably the best in the state of Texas at all levels. This offense is electric. A.J. Wilson, the junior starting quarterback, he has got a cannon of an arm, but if he gets in trouble, he has got the legs to get him out of the trouble. And, Rob, they got two outstanding running backs. A lot of high schools would love to have just one outstanding running back. Huntsville has the luxury of having two. It's going to be great.
Looking forward to this one tonight. Josh Criswell from the Huntsville Item down on the sideline. Josh, how are the field conditions? It was raining earlier, but things a little bit misty out there now.
A little wet on the field, but thanks to the technology of modern day where we are at in sports, turf field, not going to be too wet out there at all, no mud to deal with. So, I mean, Huntsville Hornets should be fine. As long as the rain doesn't keep falling, they should be able to feature that balanced attack that we've seen all season long. Junior quarterback A.J. Wilson had his best performance as a thrower last week, 15 of 20 with 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards. And then obviously tonight, Jalen McClain, one of those two dynamic running backs y'all talked about, looking to go over the century mark, over the 1,000-yard mark, and just needs less than 100 yards to get there.
Josh, looking forward to chatting with you throughout this ball game. For now, though, we'll step aside. We are currently in the Cabins and More of Texas countdown to kickoff. Brian, we want to thank all of our sponsors. We'll get to all of them as this ball game goes along. We couldn't have done it also without Copeland Family Dentistry. This is the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. And then, of course, our main presenting sponsor, our good friends at First Financial Bank. What a job. We appreciate Kirby, Kaysen, and all that they do there at First Financial. For now, though, we'll step aside as we had a moment to catch up with head coach Rodney Southern. We'll be right back. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Cabins and More of Texas offers a wide selection of portable cabins, sheds, horse barns, carports, and much more. So whether you are looking for more storage space or want to create a new space, we have a solution for you. With flexible payment options, including pay up front, rent to own, and traditional financing, everyone can afford their dream structure at Cabins and More of Texas. No credit, no problem. Drop by and see our buildings on Highway 19 in Riverside. For more information, visit camotx.com. Cabins and More of Texas is a proud supporter of Huntsville Hornets football.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
It's time for Southern Talk with Hornet head coach Rodney Southern, brought to you by Charlie's Used Cars. An in-depth discussion about this week's Hornet opponent. Now here's the coach with Rob Hipp.
This is Southern Talk with Hornets head football coach Rodney Southern, presented by Charlie's Used Cars. I'm Rob Hipp. Looking back in this first segment, the Hornets defeated Lamar Fulshear 42-6 as a home game in Madisonville to close out the season undefeated. Coach, how special has this regular season been?
Well, considering all the, the crazy circumstances that started it, you go all the way back to August when we were having to kind of restart strength and conditioning and do skills. And, these guys have been doing, football skills since August the 3rd. And then you got all the COVID issues that have popped up in a lot of different places. We've been, very fortunate with that we haven't had a whole lot of impact with that. But, anytime you line up and play, in our case 9, because we didn't get to play Nederland early in the year because of COVID, you look and say you beat everybody that was put in front of you. It's a tribute to our program, but for me it's a tribute to all these kids because they have bought in hook, line, and sinker to what we're doing. They understand what we're doing and why we're doing it, and it's fun to go to work every day. It's fun to go to practice every day, and some kids would probably say different on that because it gets old after a while because we've been practicing football for a long time. But I keep telling them, we may have 6 more weeks of this, which we hope happens. But, it's good to go undefeated, but, at this point now you kind of have to put that behind you and, because you can't stub your toe now, because if you do, you go home.
A lot of penalties in this game. I know that's been an issue throughout the season that the Hornets have tried to work on. In this game, quite a few of them. The biggest thing that we noted, 3 of those came back. Those touchdowns came back on penalties. One of them, it's an opinion from us. I think it was questionable. It probably should have been a touchdown, but hey, that's the way it goes. But just kind of explain a little bit more on that and maybe some things that you guys have been working on to try to overcome that now that we enter in the playoffs.
Well, the biggest thing with penalties, I always look at them and go, are they discipline penalties or are they effort penalties? Because I think there's a big difference between jumping off sides and the pass interference that was called on Ethan Miner. And I shared with our booster club Monday night. I got an email from that official Monday. And I've never had an email from an official in a good way. And he actually apologized for that call and said, it should have been a touchdown. But, jumping off sides or having illegal procedure penalties, and we had both of those the other night, those are things that you can work on and fix. Jordan Woodbury's punt return for a touchdown, 2 of those blocks, one of them's questionable because of the new blindside rule, but he's also hustling. He probably ran 25 yards to get that block. So, you correct those kind of things. We corrected it yesterday on film, but at the same time, I don't want to coach the effort out of what we're trying to accomplish. Now, jumping off sides, you got to fix that.
Coach, talking about last Friday's game, and what are some of your takeaways from that game that you can improve on going into the first round of the playoffs?
Well, I think that's the first time offensively where we've thrown the deep ball as well as we did. We've hit some deep balls, but, we have become an offense, I think, after 9 games now, and obviously a scrimmage against Lufkin. We've become an offense that can kind of do a multitude of things but we can kind of do whatever they're going to give us. So we thought the other night there were going to be some times where they'd give us straight man coverage, and they did. And A.J. did a good job, of course, to Cornelius once, to Cameron Cole, and, hitting those plays that are people call explosives or whatever word you use. But, the ability to do that, and then if we have to turn around and run the football this Friday night, then, we feel good about being able to run the football. And I know our especially our O-line, they love to just line up in two backs and run the football. But, there's a lot of good things that come out of it. You take away the 4 touchdowns we had called back, if we get those, it's 70-6. And, it's kind of hard to say, what's wrong. But at the same time, we can't make those silly mistakes that pull a touchdown off the board.
We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about tonight's matchup versus the Nacogdoches Dragons. This is Southern Talk, presented by Charlie's Used Cars.
Have you been thinking about replacing your current vehicle with a quality pre-owned like new vehicle? Charlie's Used Cars has a large selection of quality like new vehicles in stock and ready to go. No need wasting time driving around shopping. Just look up charliesusedcars.com or go by and see them at 230 I-45 South in Huntsville. Charlie's Used Cars has been serving the area for 47 years and look forward to many more. Also remember, if your current vehicle needs service or repairs, they can do that too. Charlie's Used Cars and Charlie's Service Center at 230 I-45 South in Huntsville. That's Charlie's Used Cars.
Welcome back to Southern Talk with Hornets head football coach Rodney Southern, presented by Charlie's Used Cars. I'm Rob Hipp. We look ahead to tonight's game versus the Nacogdoches Dragons. The Dragons finished the season 5-4 overall, 4-3 in District 9 5A Division II. They slipped in as the 4th seed after defeating Marshall 28-13 this past Friday.
Coach, just a simple question I always ask, mindset heading into this first round, the bi-district.
Well, I think our mindset's in a really good place, obviously, because, we've had so much success over the last 10 weeks now. But you also got to look now and you got to go, okay. And the thing I told them Monday morning is focus on all the little things, focus on the little bitty things in film, the little bitty things in practice, because that's going to be the difference at some point, whether it's the first week or the 4th week of the playoffs, that one of those little bitty things is going to come back and it's going to be in our favor because we've taken care of some of that. But, I think we're in a really good place as a program. Our kids were excited yesterday. We got a bunch of young kids out there practicing and getting that extra time, which is really good for our program in the future. And so it's good to be in the playoffs, and obviously it's good to be in the situation we're in right now.
Coach, what are the Hornets going to have to do next week to establish themselves early in the ballgame?
Well, big thing is, Nacogdoches has kind of had an up and down, for lack of a better way to say it. They've played, the 2 best teams in that district are Marshall, or I thought talent-wise were Marshall and Texas High, and they played both of them tough. They should have beat Texas High. It was 21-17. They had the ball on the 1-yard line and fumbled. That ended up costing them the game. They beat Marshall by 15 and had a chance to score probably 2 more times. They struggled then against a couple other teams, White House and Pine Tree, but they struggled because they turned the ball over. They turned the ball over 4 or 5 times against White House, 2 of them in the kicking game, which are obviously huge plays. So, we don't know for sure we know what we're going to get. We know what we're going to see, but you never know with a team that, has played well at times and then struggled at times, what you're going to get early. And the weather obviously may be a factor this Friday because there's supposed to be a 70-80% chance of rain. So you got to prepare, and obviously we'll prepare both sides of the ball. And big thing may be the special teams this week. So you never really know in the first round of the playoffs because you're going to get their best effort, obviously, but at the same time they're going to get our best effort too.
Coach, as we look forward to Nacogdoches on Friday, just some positions on their side of the ball, maybe some player positions that we should keep an eye on.
Well, the thing that kind of surprised me when we really started watching film, of course, our offensive staff and defensive staff kind of split up and start looking at their sides of the ball. And I look for a lot of other little things, like big thing, they only dressed 33 varsity players the last game. They've got 3 or 4 key guys that play a lot on both sides of the ball. Number 4, their strong safety, and number 5, a safety / receiver / whatever they need him to do, kick returner, punt returners. So they've got some guys like most East Texas teams. They've got some guys that can really run. But those guys are all over the place. Number 4, I feel like is their best football player all over the field. But if they're dressing 33, and I'm sure they'll have some other kids, that they'll bring up this week, but, it almost forces them to play some guys both sides of the ball, so we got to take advantage of that.
Coach, just real simple, what are your keys to victory?
Well, big thing, depending on what the weather does, handle that, because that's going to be the first thing that we'll have to deal with when we get there. Second thing, whatever they give us offensively, we've got to be able to execute, and we've got to be able to score points. Defensively, formation-wise, they're basically a two-back offense. It's a lot of whether the guy motions to two back or ends up in two backs or motions from two backs to one back. So we've just got to know what we're supposed to do defensively. We're going to lean on those guys because hopefully we can get pressure on this quarterback. He probably, over the last 6 or 7 weeks, he's probably thrown the deep ball better than anybody we've seen. So we're going to have to obviously be really good in the secondary and big thing, protect the ball and cut down on those penalties.
Coach, final question here before we talk to our players. Overall health of the team right now, how have practices been? It's been beautiful outside.
Well, practice yesterday was really good. Today's our work day. We watch film all morning in athletics, and today's an inside run and a team period, and that gets long. But that's the day you got to get that work done, and we got all that work done, and we got the typical bumps and bruises, but we're going to walk out Friday night exactly like we did last Friday night, which is as healthy as you can be this time of year.
This wraps up Southern Talk with Hornets head football coach Rodney Southern, presented by Charlie's Used Cars. The Cabins and More of Texas countdown to kickoff continues in a moment. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Have you been thinking about replacing your current vehicle with a quality pre-owned like new vehicle? Charlie's Used Cars has a large selection of quality like new vehicles in stock and ready to go. No need wasting time driving around shopping. Just look up charliesusedcars.com or go by and see them at 230 I-45 South in Huntsville. Charlie's Used Cars has been serving the area for 47 years and look forward to many more. Also remember, if your current vehicle needs service or repairs, they can do that too. Charlie's Used Cars and Charlie's Service Center at 230 I-45 South in Huntsville. That's Charlie's Used Cars.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, friends. 9:54 to go before we get things started here in Madisonville, Texas. I'm Rob Hipp. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Huntsville Hornet Football as we're ready to rock and roll here in the by-district opening round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs. Tonight it's the Huntsville Hornets versus the Nacogdoches Dragons. Brian, you've been a part of several calls against Nacogdoches. As we talked about earlier, this is a team that has, as far as Huntsville, has Nacogdoches' number, but we can't count them out here in this opening round.
No question about it. Anytime you get into the playoffs, any team has that chance to win, and it's going to be Huntsville's challenge tonight to go ahead and eliminate Nacogdoches. And, before we started this broadcast, Rob, we had a friend of mine bring up a program from the 1984 Huntsville Hornet football team against Nacogdoches. And I remember that game well. We put a whooping on them, and that's what the Hornets of today want to do tonight here at Mustang Stadium.
Well, check it out. There it is, that 1984 program. If you're on the video, you can see it on your screen. How about that, Brian? And isn't that neat, cool, man? From 1984, it was Huntsville versus Nacogdoches, and it was over at Pritchard Field.
Bedrock.
And then, Brian, check this out. We got to show something else here. We're showing the 1984 Huntsville Hornet football team, and who's that? It's kind of hard to see. Who's that guy up there in that right corner, man? He looks kind of goofy. Who is that?
I'm not sure who that guy is, but he looks like he's about 90 pounds lighter than the guy I know today.
All right, well, here we go. Let me zoom in a little. There we go. All right, there we go. Number 15, Brian. What'd you play, man? Talk about your days in the 80s, man.
Oh, man, the 80s were great. This Hornet program has been just amazing. There is something special about being a Huntsville Hornet. And I remember when I was a little kid, we moved to Huntsville when I was in the second grade, and I remember going to Friday night ball games, watching the Hornets at Bedrock. and I could not wait for it to be my turn. I watched my older brother Mark play in the late 70s. I played in the mid-80s, and it has just been – this program has been unbelievable from way back when until today, and it's going to be exciting here tonight.
Well, Brian, because we don't have filled video rights here in this game, unfortunately, we thought maybe we can make it a little more interesting so those folks that normally listen to us and watch us will have a little bit of a visual aspect still. And check this out. The Huntsville High School football team from 1912. Those of you on the radio, you can't see this. We're showing it on our Facebook page. We're showing it on YouTube right now. But this is the 1912 Huntsville High School football team. Thank you to Geraldine Bullock, who sent this to us, by the way.
That is terrific,
She taught at Huntsville High School for 26 years as senior English, retired in 2015, the senior class sponsor from 1999, and she began the senior flagman. It was sponsored by the senior class. Senior class purchased the Spirit flags. She got the idea at Arkansas Razorback game. So how cool is that? No high school in our district had flags in 1999. She is an original Hornet run-through, and just thank you for that. She was going through, and here's the story on the picture. Those of you that are on the video, we're showing the Huntsville High School football team of 1912. As Geraldine said, recently I was going through and cleaning out many years of memories from Huntsville High School. I came across the picture of the first Huntsville High School football team. George Williamson was a substitute teacher for years at Huntsville High. He and I had great discussions of Huntsville history. She said she's from Arkansas. George is from a Huntsville native. They found a 1912 yearbook in the library archives and were so excited to discover the first football team. There was an article also that accompanied that. I can't show it on the screen, but that article, some hilarious entertainment, the way it read. It said, this is, quote, what it said. The Huntsville High School team played 5 games, the first being Sam Houston Normal Institute, now Sam Houston State University. Yeah. And, of course, Sam won that game 18-0. I don't know nowadays if the college could play the kids. They beat Houston Heights 21-0. She said she has not been able to locate that school. The next was Low School, which they beat 60-7. No info on that school. Navasota was next, and the article in the yearbook is about that game. She said, finally, we beat Conroe 21-0, ending the first season. At this time, they were not Hornets. She said she thinks she read somewhere that Huntsville High became the Hornets in the 1920s. And, Brian, I have some of that wording. Let's read this here. It says, the high school and Navasota football game, which was played November 7th, resulted in a score of 7-0 in favor of Navasota. Both teams did splendid work, and we're proud of our boys and felt sure that the only reason they lost was that the Navasota boys were too heavy for them.
Oh, my goodness.
The basketball girls, and basketball was split out, the basketball girls entertained for the Navasota and Huntsville football teams. The auditorium was decorated in green and white throughout the entire evening. Lively music was rendered by some of high school's talented girls. Various amusements and delightful tete-a-tete made the evening a pleasant one for all. Dainty refreshments were served just before the good nights were said. Saturday, November 30th, the game was played. That's it. I mean, just so exciting to read that.
I mean, the history of this program is amazing. All these old football players from Huntsville, they know that. They're excited about this team here tonight. We are out in the middle of the field for the coin toss. Rob, we are about to get underway. Man, what an electric night we've got going on here.
Huntsville tonight in their black jerseys and black pants, the numbers in white. Ed Bobino standing out there as the team captain on the Mustang logo at center field. We've got about 5 minutes until kickoff. We're going to step aside and take a break. We'll be back in a moment. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Cabins and More of Texas offers a wide selection of portable cabins, sheds, horse barns, carports, and much more. So whether you are looking for more storage space or want to create a new space, we have a solution for you. With flexible payment options, including pay up front, rent to own, and traditional financing, everyone can afford their dream structure at Cabins and More of Texas. No credit, no problem. Drop by and see our buildings on Highway 19 in Riverside. For more information, visit camotx.com. Cabins and More of Texas is a proud supporter of Huntsville Hornets football.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC. First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Cabins and More of Texas offers a wide selection of portable cabins, sheds, horse barns, carports, and much more. So whether you are looking for more storage space or want to create a new space, we have a solution for you. With flexible payment options, including pay up front, rent to own, and traditional financing, everyone can afford their dream structure at Cabins and More of Texas. No credit, no problem. Drop by and see our buildings on Highway 19 in Riverside. For more information, visit camotx.com. Cabins and More of Texas is a proud supporter of Huntsville Hornets football.
All right, friends, welcome back. Here is your Walker County Federal Credit Union starting lineup. We'll start, and we're just going to go over players tonight. We didn't have an official starting lineup, Brian, so we'll just call them out as we normally see them. Junior wide receiver Cameron Cole, the junior wide receiver Justin Butcher, senior wide receiver Jordan Woodbury, a senior safety Jajarian White, junior quarterback A.J. Wilson, senior linebacker Cody McLaren, senior quarterback Jarrett Ortega, the junior safety Waylon Zapoli, senior linebacker Jaden Ross, senior defensive lineman Q. Riles, Kotarian Riles, also a junior defensive lineman Seth Carroll, senior defensive lineman Brian Bobino, senior offensive lineman Jose Cruz, a sophomore offensive lineman Chris Smith, and last but certainly not least, a senior defensive lineman number 99 Ed Bobino. That is your Walker County Federal Credit Union starting lineup. And here is Nacogdoches. They will kick the ball off first. They are in their white jerseys, white pants, the numbers in black outlined in gold. Kickoff on the way. One back to receive for your Hornets is Jordan Woodbury on the near side, moving from right to left, darting through defenders across the 35, now the 40, still on his feet across the 50 and all the way to the 45-yard line, right out of the gates. Huntsville coming alive here early to get things started.
What a great return there by Jordan Woodbury. He took it up the sidelines right by the Hornets. The Hornets going to start off their first drive of the night in Nacogdoches territory. Great way to start a ball game.
Boy, they'll start this drive, Brian, on the, where are they going to mark this down? It's on the Nacogdoches 44-yard line. So the Hornets will take the field, led by junior quarterback A.J. Wilson, who has simply been phenomenal this season and now entering postseason play. A.J. in the gun on a 1st down and 10. In motion is Cam Cole from left to right. The handoff over to McLean. Jalen McLean fumbled the ball, and it rolls out of bounds before Knack was able to get onto it. Thankfully, Brian, that would have been a costly turnover on the first play.
Well, we talked about that a little bit before the show tonight. It is wet out there on the field. These young men have to hang on to this football because it can slip out at any time.
In district play, 2,102 yards of total offense for these Huntsville Hornets. And on the season, over 1,500 yards through the air. Wilson here on a 2nd down and a short 5. The handoff will go to Woodbury on the left side. Woodbury near the 1st down marker. He got to the 35. They've got to get to the 34 for that 1st down, Brian.
Well, that's a nice way. Hornets are trying to establish a run game, which will certainly open up the passing game as this game progresses. And the Hornets are doing what they need to do. They are moving the ball, getting the incremental yards. They've got a 3rd down. We talk about 3rd down conversion, but this is 3rd and 1. Very manageable.
Under center here is Wilson, the quarterback. He'll hand off on the eye to McLean. McLean, oh, man, he may have been stopped, Brian. We'll see if nope, the other side judge here moved it up a yard. I think he's going to get the first, Brian. We'll see.
It almost looked like a face mask as he got spun around.
Oh, that's enough for a Hornets 1st down. It's a Moke and Moke attorney at law 1st down. And, Brian, the line judge on the far side, of course, we're sitting up here near the 50-yard line up in the broadcast booth. As you move from right to left on that far side, that initial judge said that he was down around the 35. Luckily, that near side linesman where we're at was about a yard in front. So we got the 1st down. 1st down and 10 here for the Hornets from the 34-yard line. And a flag flies here. And maybe a little bit of early motion here on the Hornets. That's been a problem all season, the penalties.
It has, and during the coaches' show on Wednesday, that's what Coach Southern talked about. That is something they have to correct because these little penalties right here can kill drives and give your opponent a big advantage.
Yep, and that is a false start. It'll move it back to the 39-yard line. So Wilson and company now on a 1st down and 15, backed up to the Nacogdoches 39. as Wilson will break out of the huddle. A little bit of a huddle here as he'll line up under center. That's one thing we've seen this year is Wilson will change from in the gun over to center. He'll kick in motion. Instead, the handoff here to McLean, and he is stopped immediately in the backfield. All the way back to the 41-yard line as he was slammed down on that play.
Well, that's a big play there by the Dragons. Their linebacker just shot the gap and stuck McLean way back in the backfield. So now the Hornets got their work cut out for them. They got second in a long way.
Yep, second down here and 17 after the 2-yard loss. Wilson stays under center here, Brian. In the eye, McLean behind him. A handoff. No, it's a pass over to the left side. A little trickeration. Did the Hornets hold on to it? Yes, it is caught, Brian. A nice catch there by Quaterian Riles. He bobbled it a little bit, but was able to hold on to it, brought it down, fell out of bounds at the 31.
Well, that was a great catch by Q Riles. As you said, he was juggling the ball as he was going out of bounds. I wasn't so sure they were going to give that a completed pass, but they did, and the Hornets now have 3rd and long, but again, it's not 2nd and 17 anymore.
Butcher will head out. McLean is going to head back over to the sidelines. Justin Butcher now will line up as part of that I package here on a 3rd down and a long 7 from the 31. And another flag and another false start here by the Hornets. Their 2nd penalty in about 4 plays, Brian. Not going to do it. They got to control this early.
Well, they do, and they got to settle down. I mean, this team went in undefeated, so, this is game number 10. They should have already kind of got these little things, these jitteries out of their system. But as you can see so far here early in this ballgame, they've got 2 false start penalties against them.
I just wanted to clarify, many people already joining us. Feel free to contact the UIL if you have any issues with us not being able to show video tonight. That's out of our control. We don't have the video rights of the game, unfortunately. That is a UIL thing, and so please reach out to them. We're trying to get that changed. Unfortunately, in the playoffs, Brian, we can't do it. I've had a lot of messages coming in already because all season long we've carried these Hornets. We've been with them before the season started, and before preseason, all the way through coaches shows, all the games with video. But when it gets to the playoffs, I won't sit here and run the table on this and talk about it much. But I will say we have no control over that. Unfortunately, we cannot show video. We don't have the rights to do it in the playoffs. And again, I would encourage you to contact the UIL and get clarification on that for more information.
Well, and it's very disappointing because we've had video all year long, and as a matter of fact, Rob, as I was coming up to the press box, I had one of the Hornet fans stop me, talk to me for a few minutes, talk about how disappointed he is that he's not going to be able to watch the Hornets on video, and he was hoping that something could be done about that.
There are other outlets covering the game. You got to pay to watch, though. We keep it free here because we have a lot of community support. So that's all we'll say about that tonight. I just wanted to let folks know that's why you're not seeing video. We try to do something creative and just have something up in the booth so we can at least have some sort of a visual element, Brian. So after coming out here, 3rd down and a long 12 for the Hornets on the left hash mark from the 36-yard line. Wilson now in the gun, stepping back, looking, throws it over center. This one has a man wide open. Oh, it's dropped by Jalen McLean. He may have just overthrew him a little bit on that play.
Well, Jalen McLean was running just basically a go route. A.J. Wilson had plenty of time, and he just overthrew his wide receiver. He just had a little too much on that football. Had he had let up a little bit, that would have been a touchdown.
Kind of in the no man's land here, and we'll see if the Hornets will go for it. Brian, they've went for it several times on 4th and long this season. They've got a pretty good conversion rate. I think they've converted about 60% of those on these plays. We've seen it about 4 or 5 times. Wilson in the gun on a 4th down and a long 12. Stepping back, pressure coming, rotating to the left. Wilson will tuck and run, and he'll just have to run out of bounds, turnover on downs. Tough break there to start for the Hornets.
Well, again, we talk about what penalties will do for you. Those 2 false start penalties cost the Hornets right there. Now they have to turn the ball over, and Nacogdoches is going to get their first opportunity at offense.
So Nacogdoches will start here, and in fair field position, Brian. They'll start this from their own 32-yard line as they will move from left to right. Again, thanks for joining us. The fan text line is open tonight. If you'd love to send us a text message, let us know where you're listening from. You can text us tonight at 512-522-9105. Again, that number's 512-522-9105. So here we go. Nac will move from left to right from their own 32-yard line. It's Reed Boyette, the senior quarterback, and a flag here and a false start by Nacogdoches to get started.
Well, that's 3 false starts, 2 by the Hornets and 1 on the very first play of scrimmage for Nacogdoches. And I'll tell you this, Rob, Nacogdoches has not faced a defense like they're fixing to face tonight. That may have been part of it. right there on that false start.
This
call.
was a defense that a week ago only allowed 75 total yards versus Fulshear. Brian, negative 29 yards on the ground. Teams have a very hard time rushing against this Stingham defense. And right here, Brian, a handoff and maybe a gain of only 1 or 2.
Well, they tried to run it right up the middle against the Bobino brothers, and that is not going to bode well for them if they keep trying that plan tonight.
The ball only a gain of 1. It'll move it up to the 20. Where are we looking at, Brian, here? 25, 6, 7. I got to add in my head. 27-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and a long 14, so only a gain of 1. As Boyette, the quarterback for Nacogdoches, will move from left to right. He's standing in the gun on the 22. Has a back offset to his left, 2 receivers to the left and 1 down to the right, and another false start here. We'll see.
Unbelievable.
Yep, another false start, Brian. 2 false starts for both teams to start on their first drive of the night.
I mean, we've only had a handful of plays, and we've had 4 false starts, 2 by each team. Not the way you want to start a ball game.
So it'll move it back even further now. Second down and 19 for the Dragons of Nacogdoches. On that right side, it's Kevin Page, a senior wide receiver. He'll line up as the only receiver down to the right, 2 receivers up top to the left. Bit of a 4. Huntsville had an opportunity here and slipped past. Catch is made on the left side, but slammed down. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Brian, I thought we were going to have our very first Nelson Amaya's Collision Center hard hit out there. Unfortunately, Huntsville couldn't move around it, but they still got the stop. Only a gain of about 1 or so.
Folks, Boyette there for Nacogdoches, he does have a heck of an arm, and he threw a little hitch route out to the left side. Ethan Miner read it like a book and made a great open field tackle.
I did want to mention new sponsors coming on here in the playoffs. Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, also our good friends at Advantage Specialties. Appreciate them for being with us here through the playoffs. 7:52 to go, no score here in the first quarter. Nacogdoches with the ball, third down and a long 18. Boyette will step back, pressure in his face. Oh, man, he goes down. What a hit. Oh, my goodness, as Bobino came back there and said, bam, baby.
Bobino's in the house. Unbelievable. Yep, there you go. Welcome to this defensive line for the Huntsville Hornets, forcing Nacogdoches to punt the ball away.
That is the first Hartfield Flores sack of the night. We will count that one as a Nelson Amaya's Collision Center hard hit of the game. Oh, mama. You know, just to cut this team, Brian, as the season has went on, has been hit after hit after hit. We started calling them Sacksville, Slamsville, whateversville. That's the way it's been. And the punt gets off here in the fog of the night. Fielded around the 49-yard line. It is Jordan Woodbury. Woodbury coming back to the near side across the 30. He's got 1 to beat, friends. 10-5. Touchdown, Huntsville Hornets.
Jordan Woodbury.
Wow.
How about that?
What a return, a 48-yard punt return, and the Hornets on the board first on a special teams play.
What a great open field running there by Jordan Woodbury. Caught it on the far side of the field, brought it all the way to the near side of the field, ran it all the way in. The Hornets are on the board first.
That is how you do it on special teams. The defense taking care of business. That's a trophy case touchdown. Christian Avila for the MRC Creekside extra point. The hold down, kick up on its way, and it is good. 7-0 your score. The trophy case, your destination for awards, custom gifts, apparel, and much more. Get your Hornet Spirit gear at the trophy case. We'll step aside and take a break. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
The Huntsville Hornet Quarterback Club thanks the Huntsville community for your support of Hornet football. Are you interested in knowing more about the Hornet football program? Would you like to be involved? Meetings and membership are open to the public. Please like the page on Facebook. Search for Huntsville Hornet Football or go to facebook.com/Huntsville ISD Hornet Football. You can watch Hornet football live all season long at KSAM1017.com. Join the Huntsville Hornet Quarterback Club today. Stingham Hornets.
Advantage Specialties is your one-stop shop for business promotional needs in Huntsville. Need a logo on a shirt, hat, or other piece of clothing? Advantage Specialties provides embroidery in-house. Embroidery in-house helps make the process fast and affordable. What about promotional products, banners, signs? Advantage Specialties can help put your name on virtually anything. For custom in-house embroidery, promotional products, printing, and much more, check out AdvantageSpecialties.com. That's AdvantageSpecialties.com. Stingham Hornets.
7-0 your score. Moments ago, it was a Nacogdoches punt, And returned by Jordan Woodbury, the senior wide receiver, for 48 yards, 7-0. That is your on-the-move physical therapy and wellness scoring drive recap. The kickoff on its way, fielded at the 20-yard line, drove up to around the 27. A good return right there by Eddie Cross. Brian, I always say, I know that we broadcast for Huntsville, but we always want to welcome in the visiting team. Nacogdoches has had a nice run this season. They slipped in there in that 4 seed after defeating Marshall just last week. And they got into the playoffs, 23-15 victory, and you got to give them credit here tonight. But both teams, Huntsville ready, and they're hungry.
Yeah, no question about it. Well, this is going to be Nacogdoches' second possession of the game, and they got a rude introduction to that Hornet defense on their first opportunity. So let's see what we do here.
They'll start this ball on their own 22-yard line, moving from left to right. Quick handoff here up the middle is Londarius Pleasant, and not really a pleasant run on that. No pun intended, really, Brian, but no gain. He got slammed by this Rock'em Sock'em Hornet Sting'em defense.
This defense right here reminds me of the Hornet defenses of old, and I promise you, these boys for the Hornets will light you up. They will swarm. They will group tackle. They will cut you in half. And, man, they are exciting to watch.
So, again, 6:22 to go, 7-0 your score. Hornets on top. We are live from Madisonville, Texas in this 5A Division II by-district opening round of the playoffs here. As Nacogdoches in the gun, it is the quarterback, Boyette. Boyette almost loses it. Boyette goes back for a loss. Oh, man, another big hit back there. It's another Bobino hit alongside Calvin Simmons.
Well, there you go. Ball hits the ground. That gives Bobino and Simmons a chance, and that just gives no chance for Nacogdoches.
Not a sack back there, but the ball fell on the ground, Brian. It rolls back all the way back to, boy, what is it, Centerville over here to the left side of us?
Crockett. I don't know.
Maybe over to Crockett, the ball down to the 18-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and a long 19. Boyette will stand in the gun. 2 receivers to either side, has a back behind him. Boyette in that gun at the 12-yard line. A little bit of pressure looks like it's being brought here. Check this out, Brian. As Huntsville had quite a few up front. Boyette will air this one out left side. Oh, it's intercepted at the 50-yard line, thrown right into the hands of your Hornets. That one goes to Ethan Miner.
Ethan Miner looked like a center fielder running down a long ball. What an over-the-shoulder catch by Ethan Miner. The Hornets have the ball back, and again, they're starting this drive in Nacogdoches territory.
So for the second time this evening, the Hornets will have it here. My goodness. Actually, you know what, Brian? It is the second time tonight. Things have been moving along so fast here for the Hornets here. We've got to take some breaks, get to some of our sponsors before too long.
Man,
first down and 10
too much action.
from the Nacogdoches 49, moving from right to left. The ball carrier here is Justin Butcher. Butcher across the 45 to the 40. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 41.
Well, what a nice run there by Butcher. I mean, he was able to turn it upfield. It looks like he's going to pick up about 8 yards on that carry. And, man, you do that all night long, and, boy, howdy, you're going to have some offensive numbers.
It is an 8-yard gain. Brings up second down and a short 2 from the Nacogdoches 41. Wilson in the gun. He has his back. McLean offset to his left. Triplets this time to the right. One lone Hornet down to the left. A.J. Wilson looking to that Hornet on the left and way overthrows Jordan Woodbury. A flag flies. That may be a P.I. against Tyrell Gardner.
Well, Tyrell Gardner, Rob, just grabbed him around the waist. Woodbury was blowing by him, and he had no choice but to grab him and hold him.
Yep, that's the way that it goes. And all the way down here, we'll see where they spot this ball after that P.I. Man, what a play. When the officials are discussing things, we'll send it down. Josh Criswell down on the field from the Huntsville Item. Josh, what did you happen to see down there?
You know, just saw something that we've seen a lot this season, and Jordan Woodbury just burned the defender off the line of scrimmage, had no choice but to hold him back, or else that was going to be another touchdown to put the Hornets up 14-0 early.
We'll keep chiming in. Appreciate Josh Criswell, again, the sports editor of the Huntsville Item in Huntsville, does a great job, and honored and blessed to have him as part of our crew this season here from the sidelines. So that will be an automatic first down. It's a Mocha turning it law first down. The ball at the 31-yard line on the left hash mark. As Wilson in the gun, has his back. Jalen McLean offset to his left. Triplets again to the right. One receiver down in motion as a receiver. Wilson looking. Good protection here. Wilson able to work through it. He's got a lane, trying to dart his way between the hash marks, dives forward to the 22-yard line. Oh, what a fancy footwork by A.J. Wilson on the keeper.
That's what we talked about prior to the show. He has got a cannon of an arm, but if he can't find anybody open, he's got the legs to get him out of trouble, and what a nice run there by A.J. Wilson.
4:37 to go here in this opening Hornet Quarterback Club first quarter of play. Huntsville leading 7-0. They've got the ball moving from right to left. This was a drive that started on the Nacogdoches 49. As Wilson in the gun. Two receivers down to the left. In motion is Justin Butcher, and a flag here in the third false start by the Hornets already in this ball game, Brian.
Well, that's just a lot of false starts by both sides tonight, and the coaches, I promise you, the coaches are just pulling their hair out on those silly penalties.
That will set it back 5 more. Of course, this cost Huntsville their opening drive. Receiver splitting out to the right here is Jordan Woodbury. Down on that left side, I believe it's Cam Cole, and in motion is Justin Butcher. A handoff here. It's to McClain. Jalen McClain darting his way forward to the 20-yard line. That's enough for a Moke and Moke attorney at law first down.
Nice job by the Hornet O-line right there. Open up a nice hole there for McClain. And McClain hit that hole running full speed and downhill. And, man, I tell you, that is tough to bring that young man down. Rob, right here, this is very important. The Hornets need to punch it in and just start building all that momentum.
It's now inside the Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone. By the way, Justin Butcher heading over to the sideline. He's okay, just checking out. Handoff here back to McClain. McClain bouncing, ping-ponging his way forward for a hard-fought 2-yard gain, maybe 3. They got him 3 up to the 17. There is an injury, though, as it looks like we may have an injured Dragon down there on the field, Brian.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That is what it is. We'll step aside for an injury timeout for 30 seconds. Stay with us. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
The Huntsville Hornet Quarterback Club thanks the Huntsville community for your support of Hornet football. Are you interested in knowing more about the Hornet football program? Would you like to be involved? Meetings and membership are open to the public. Please like the page on Facebook. Search for Huntsville Hornet Football or go to facebook.com/Huntsville ISD Hornet Football. You can watch Hornet football live all season long at KSAM1017.com. Join the Huntsville Hornet Quarterback Club today. Sting 'em Hornets.
Welcome back, friends. We're live in Madisonville, Texas. That Dragon player able to walk off under his own power. That's a good sign to see. We're back here, 2nd down and 7 for the Hornets as they are driving inside the red zone, leading 7-0. Wilson will roll to the right, looking, throwing. This one well out of the reach, too short for Jamarcus Howard. It was a nice play there, Brian, but just a way too short for Howard.
Well, the way that play was designed, it was you have your line go one way. It's a naked bootleg. A.J. Wilson rolls out by himself. He had all kind of time, but again, that field is wet, so I think A.J.'s having a little bit of difficulty because that wide receiver was wide open.
This was a drive for the Hornets that started on the Nacogdoches 49. They've got it inside that Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone at the 17-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down and a long 7. Jordan Woodbury he thought about going to the left. Now he lines up as a receiver to the right. They've got to hurry. Only 2 seconds on the play clock. They've got to get this one off. Under center, they barely got it off. Handoff over to McClain. McClain cutting his way forward across the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Well, now you got a decision. I believe it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to be about 4 yards shy of the first, Rob. And looks like they're going to probably go for 3.
So Christian Avilar set here for the field goal attempt. Where is this ball on the scrimmage at, Brian? It looks like the 14. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, it looks like that is the 14.
So we'll call it a 31-yard field goal attempt here for Christian Avilar. The hold down on its way. This one's blocked. Oh, no, it's picked up by A.J. Wilson. Wilson is slammed down to the ground. That's the risk you got to worry about having your quarterback as the holder down there. And that was a little bit of a bobbled snap. Wilson able to hold on to it, but, man, he got drilled at the 20-yard line.
Well, what happens there in that particular case is your holder's probably yelling fire, 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 which tells his wide receivers to go out, expect a pass. But it's unfortunate. We've talked about the snaps on the punt game. Some of the extra points, there's got to be a little bit more of a sense of urgency to get that ball off, because right there, obviously that ball was blocked by Nacogdoches.
Well, Nac will start on their own 19, moving from left to right. They're trailing 7-0, 2:38 remaining here in the Hornet Quarterback Club first quarter. As Boyette, I kept saying Bailey. Boyette in the gun, his running back to his right. Boyette stepping back, he'll throw it to his running back. That's Pleasant, and Pleasant is drilled, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll see who that was coming up from the bottom of that pile. Once again, it was Calvin Simmons. He's got his name called twice tonight.
Yeah, that was a good open field tackle there. Let's go back to, the Hornets right there were in the red zone, and it was very important they put points on the board to put the pressure on Nacogdoches, and they failed to do that.
So it is no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Brian, the fog is really out here tonight.
Yeah, man, isn't that wild?
I thought maybe it was some smoke, from some pregame festivities. That's not what it is.
Oh, man.
Sometimes you see big celebrations over here before it gets started. Handoff here in the backfield, and he's slammed back for the low. Still on his feet, but finally slammed back at the 15-yard line. It was Bobino down there, but give credit also on that defensive line to Jaden Ross. Jaden was down there, Brian, a host of them. Q Riles. Boy, half thought defense was down there dragging it back.
And Big Bobino just finished him off, slammed him into the ground. But, man, that Hornet defense on that run defense, they are the best there is.
Goes all the way back to the 15-yard line, brings up 3rd down and a long 14. Knack trailing, 1:28 to go here in the first, 7-0. Boyette in the gun, one back to either side, 2 receivers down to the right. In motion is Elder, one of those receivers. Boyette will roll to the left, looking at Elder, and that one way overthrown. A little bit of miscommunication there. It goes well out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and a punt coming up here for the Dragons.
Well, this is going to get the Hornets a great field position and a great opportunity to put some more points on the board before this first quarter runs out, which they need to do.
1:15 remaining here in the Hornet Quarterback Club first quarter. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams, the former Sam Houston State Bearcat. We are live up in the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth as the Dragons set to punt this one from their own 1-yard line. Boy, they almost got blocked, Brian.
Wow.
Oh, it may have got a little bit of a tip on it. It's going to take a bounce at the 40. That thing came out of his foot like a UFO. I think there may have been a hand on it. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. 7-0 your score. Hornets have the ball when we come back.
Fat Boys Pizza. Fresh, hand-tossed pizza. Daily lunch and dinner specials. The Meat Buster. Supreme Special. The famous baked potato pizza. Chicken bacon ranch. Buffalo chicken. Cauliflower pizza, and more. Fat Boys Pizza. How about the best wings in the world? Baked, not fried. At Fat Boys Pizza in Riverside. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Check them out on Facebook at Fat Boys Pizza Riverside. Fat Boys Pizza. Fat Boys Pizza. Fat Boys Pizza. A proud supporter of Hornet football. Sting 'em.
Oh, goodness gracious. We're back here live tonight as Huntsville has the ball. They are moving from right to left after the punt moments ago. A little bit of a handoff here up to the 35. Brian, I said, oh, my goodness, because I got to give Shane Christian a big hello and a shout-out here tonight. He's from Fat Boys Pizza, and they've got some really good pizza down there at Riverside, and we just put together that new spot for him, and Steve Ricks back at KSAM does such a great job with those spots, man. A lot of fun here tonight. 2nd down and a long 6 for the Hornets as they move from right to left. 36 seconds remaining here in the first. Wilson throwing over center. It's bobbled up. Oh, man, that could have been dangerous. And luckily it fell to the ground. Butcher, that ball a little bit slick down there. It was incomplete at the 35.
Well, that's also on A.J. Wilson. I mean, Butcher was only about 3-4 yards away. You can't just rocket that ball in there. You got to have some touch on it because, one, like you said, it's wet out there. And he's right there. I mean, you don't want to knock him down with the pass.
Brian, I'm still chuckling over that commercial, man. That's the
Fat
first
Boys.
That's the first time that I've heard it, man, the new one. All right, here we go. Let's get back into the game here. 3rd down and 6 for the Hornets, moving from right to left. They've got the ball on the NAC 35. A.J. Wilson will dump this one off as he was chased. Woodbury hasn't. Woodbury, the ankle tackle. Or, no, that was actually McLean, the ankle tackle at the 36-yard line.
Well, Braxton Jones there for Nacogdoches, freshman linebacker, playing ball tonight with a great open field tackle. Read that screenplay perfect.
Well, now in the no man's land, the Hornets tried to go for it on a 4th down and 12 earlier in this ball game, and they were not successful. Here, though, they're going to let this clock run down, and that will take us to the end of the Hornet Quarterback Club first quarter. We're going to go ahead and keep things right here for a moment. We've got a special announcement from the UIL. We'll be right back. We'll stay here.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Texas. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect. For officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
All right, friends, we're back here in Madisonville, Texas from the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. Hornets have it. And they'll move from left to right now. Wilson will roll to the right. Good protection here. Wilson, though, throwing. Oh, man, there was a pop down there. Is there a flag, or they're just going to let that one fly, Brian? As, my goodness, Justin Butcher just got leveled out there on 4th down, and unfortunately it's incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs.
Well, that's unfortunate. A.J. Wilson rolled to his right, had a wide-open receiver, and hit him right in the numbers. And, again, that ball is wet out there. It is very humid, as Rob was saying. I mean, you can see the fog kind of rolling across the top of this field. Very damp outside. Very tough to hang on to that football.
Nathan let us know a while ago under a dense fog advisory here in Madisonville. 11:53 to go as we start things here in the Hits Solutions second quarter. Knack back with the ball for the 4th time tonight. They're moving from right to left. They've got it on their own 37-yard line. Little sweep pattern over here and nowhere to go. Slammed back in the backfield as Glenn Young was, I don't know if that was Glenn Young. We'll try to see who that was, Brian. A lot of these, yeah, it is Glenn Young. A lot of these players play on both sides of the ball here for Nacogdoches.
Yeah, they do.
And he's slammed back in the backfield. And looks like, there's a flag back there, though, Brian, near the 40.
Yeah, I'm thinking that may be another false start penalty against Nacogdoches.
Well, at this point, they go backwards.
That's what it is. There has been, 5, 6 false start penalties?
Yeah, somewhere around that number.
And we're just now starting the second quarter.
Just now underway. I want to welcome everybody in. Thanks for joining us again tonight. We know that you have your options on who you can choose for the broadcast. I want to thank you for being a part of our broadcast and being a part of the Huntsville Hornet community. Brian, just got to give a shout-out to our friends in Huntsville. What a beautiful, wonderful community. People get involved. People help out. It's been a blessing being in Huntsville. We'll get back in action here on a 1st down and 15. And the ball is fumbled, and we'll see if Huntsville recovered it. I believe that Knack got back onto it. Yeah, Dylan Williams dropped it, and he fell right back onto it. And, Brian, that's going to go all the way back to the 25-yard line. And we'll see what that makes it. It's going to be 2nd down and probably 20 or so. 22, actually, Brian.
Well, Boyette tried to hand the ball off, and that running back there for Nacogdoches got lit up by one of the Hornet defenders and dropped the ball. And they're fortunate they picked that ball up because they're deep in their own end.
Receiver lining up here to the left side is DeMarrow Weaver. One also a receiver by himself up there to the right. On a 2nd down and 22, Nacogdoches all the way back to their own 25-yard line. And we've got a timeout. We'll step aside and take the break with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Hey, Huntsville sports fans. This is Robert Lindeman of Hit Solutions Player Development, helping instruct the stars to shine. Hit Solutions Player Development teaches the fundamentals of baseball and softball with proven offensive and defensive strategies and techniques. We instruct and inspire each player to be the best they can be by teaching the mental side of the game. To have the confidence to bring in the game-winning hit, visit us online at hittss.com. Hit Solutions, a proud supporter of the Huntsville Hornets.
Welcome back, friends, live from the Copeland Family Dentistry Hornets broadcast booth. Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. Brian, another message from the UIL.
Yeah, Rob, don't miss the 5A and 6A UIL football state championships this January. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
All right, back in action here. 10:35 to go in the Hit Solutions second quarter. Nacogdoches with the ball, 2nd down and a long 22. And punt faking. I got a new quarterback out there, by the way. It's Eddie Cross. And Eddie Cross over to the right side. Eddie finding some lanes across the 30, angling his way. Oh, man, what a gain up to the 39-yard line. I didn't even see Eddie sneak in there. He's a senior defensive back playing quarterback. He had a nice run there, Brian. It was 2nd down and a long 22, and boy, he picked up enough yards to bring it up only to a 3rd down and 8 now.
Well, 3rd down in a much better situation than they were in the previous play. So you're right. This gives them a chance to convert this 3rd down.
Jared Ortega, Jadarian White, as well as Ty Matthews, part of the 3-back in a 4-3 defense here for your Huntsville Hornets. Third down and 8 for Nacogdoches, moving from right to left on their own 39. Handoff here, slam down, nowhere to go on the run for Kamaje Deckard. Maybe a gain of 1, and that's about it.
Well, there you go. There's that Hornet defense. This defense is just stingy, nasty, any kind of adjective you can describe them. That is how they play football. And again, they're forcing Nacogdoches into punt.
Shane sent us a message. He just says, oh my goodness, I loved it. Fat Boys Pizza. Appreciate you, Shane. So Nac will punt this one away here. 2 back to receive for your Hornets. One of them, I believe it's Tank White. This punt up on the way. And it will drop around the 30-yard line. Tank's going to get up under it here, and Tank immediately stopped, only about a gain or 2 or 3. You saw him slam his right fist down as he really wanted to try to find a lane on that, Brian.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, if he would have been able to break that one tackler, he might have had a big gain out of that. But that's a nice open field play there by Nacogdoches. Hey, Rob, I want to go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors. First Financial Bank, You First, and Cabins and More of Texas, the highest quality portable cabins available, quality service and value. And our good friends over at Charlie's Used Cars. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. And Walker County Federal Credit Union. If you live or work in Walker County, you're eligible for membership.
Brian, Josh Criswell down on the field. Josh, there may have been a penalty out there. I just looked up and saw this. That ball's coming back. What did you see down there?
I was on the other end of the field, so I didn't see what happened, but it looks like they just moved Huntsville back either 5 or 10 yards, so I'm not sure what the penalty was on that one. Perhaps maybe a block in the back on the return, but I can't say for certain.
Yeah, so that's going to move it back 10. Thank you, Josh, to the 22-yard line. That's where Huntsville will start here, leading 7-0, 9:43 to go here in the second. Wilson under center, hands off over to McLean. McLean, not much on it here, Brian. Only a gain of about 3 up to the 25-yard line.
No, it wasn't much there, and, you know, of course, Nacogdoches did a good job. You know, I kind of see them maybe opening up A.J. Wilson here on this play. He handed the ball off, carried out his fake, which would have been a bootleg, and, man, if he would have held on to that ball, he would have had some open field running.
So second down and 7 here for your Hornets. They're leading 7-0, 9-12 remaining here in the second. Wilson this time back in the gun. As he'll clap twice, takes the gun snap. Handoff in the backfield, and it looks like the ball carrier there was Justin Butcher, and Butcher only a gain of about 2 up to the 27-yard line.
Well, the Huntsville Hornets are trying to establish this running game, and, of course, they got 2 good running backs, so I can understand why. But now they're in a position of trying to convert a third down. Looks like about 3rd and 6, so not an easy task.
It is 3rd down and 5. They'll give them one more here. 3rd and 5 for the Hornets. They've got the ball on their own 26-yard line. Wilson in the gun. 2 receivers up to the left. Wilson will step back from the 20. Passes over left side, up and in and out of the reach. Oh, man, Jordan Woodbury right through his hands. And Woodbury wanted that one back. Justin Butcher down there, too, said, oh, man, that could have been a first.
Yeah, well, that went right in his hands. But, again, Rob, that ball is wet, and it is humid out there. And, again, we're under, like you said, a fog advisory, and, man, this ball is just slick. The guy's got to hang on to it.
Well, Christian Avalar for a rare Hornets punt here as he will stand back around his own 15-yard line. 1 back to receive for Nacogdoches on his 40. With 8:31 remaining here in the second quarter, brought to you by Hit Solutions. Avalar calls for it. Snap up. It's a high one. Avalar's going to get it off here.
Good punt.
Nice spiraling punt. Oh, man, and the player for Nacogdoches, the returnman, fell backwards there, Eddie Cross, and that ball is going to be fielded, Brian, at the 32-yard line. So we'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Hey, Huntsville sports fans, this is Robert Lindeman of Hit Solutions Realty. Hit Solutions serves the real estate needs of the Huntsville area. I would like to introduce you to the newest member of our team, Karen Denman.
Hey y'all, this is Karen Denman. As a lifelong resident of Huntsville, I am passionate about our community. Hit Solutions Realty wants to assist you with finding that piece of property that makes you feel at home. To get the ball rolling, visit us online at hittss.com. Hit Solutions, a proud supporter of the Huntsville Hornets.
All right, friends, welcome back. 8:13 to go here. One play already underway while we were caught in the middle of that break. It was a handoff to Ladarius Pleasant, and Pleasant picked up 6, Brian. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Nacogdoches starting this drive, trailing 7-0, 8 minutes to go. Started on their own 32. Now the ball resting on their own 38 on a 2nd down and 4. Boyd in the gun. Delayed handoff here to his back. Pleasant going to gut his way forward, and he may have enough for the first down.
Well,
that was a nice little run there by the usually the junior linebacker playing receiver or playing running back, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, he did. He picked it up. That's 2 rushing plays, picked up the first down, and Nacogdoches is doing a good job moving the chains, and that's what you want to do against this tough Hornet defense.
They moved it up to the 42-yard line. That ball resting on the right hash mark. Again, 7:30 remaining here in the Hit Solutions second quarter. Nac trailing 7-0. It's their 5th possession of the night. Bailey in the gun. Running back there is Pleasant to his left. Instead of passing the flats, I'm surprised there wasn't a flag there as the Huntsville defender pushed the receiver, Ethan Miner. We're not going to complain about it, Brian.
No, we're not, because Ethan Miner made a great play right there. He actually jumped the route and knocked that ball down. He saw it coming. Great play there by Ethan Miner.
Yeah, he was right on the money, actually. When I first thought about it, Brian, I thought maybe he got there too soon, but you're right. He got there right in the nick of time. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10 for the Dragons. On their own 42-yard line, right hash mark, moving from right to left under a dense fog advisory here in Madisonville, Texas. Bailey quickly passing over, right side. Oh, it could be intercepted. It is by the Hornets at the 49-yard line. Oh, that ball popped up into the air, and coming down with it was Jaden Ross. He got a gift from the sky.
How about that? Boy, that is the tip drill of tip drills. Right off your helmet and into your hands. Great play for the Hornets there.
There's a flag down, though, but I think, it's going to be against Nacogdoches. Boy, Josh down there on the sideline, 2nd interception of the afternoon. The Hornets are reading it beautifully tonight, Josh.
Yeah, Hornets defense feeling it early. I believe that might have been Madisonville's first down of the night. But, man, might have been Jaden Ross on the interception. But talk about the performance by Ethan Miner tonight. Had that tip punt earlier, obviously the interception earlier in the game. And then right there, he was the one that tipped that pass that created that interception opportunity.
I believe it was Jaden Ross. The ball now for Huntsville. They'll start on their 5th possession of the night. This drive will start on their own 49-yard line, moving from left to right. Wilson in the gun, 2 receivers down to the right. 1 lone Hornet up there all by himself to the left. Delayed handoff goes to Butcher. Butcher finding the angle across the 50, now the 45-yard line. Nice run on first down by Justin Butcher.
What a tough run there by Justin Butcher. Again, the Hornets are fortunate to have 2 great running backs, Butcher and McLean, and those young men can run physical football.
6:52 to go here in the Hit Solution second quarter. Hornets leading 7-0. They've got the ball, their 5th possession of the night. As Wilson will be in the gun here, Justin Butcher, his back offset to the right. 2 receivers down to the right, 1 Hornet to the left. AJ stepping back beyond the 50, looking, passing over center. He's got a man down there, and nope, there was good protection down there, actually. A little bit of broken up, and he was looking for Woodbury in between the hash marks, Brian. At first looked like it was a good route, but then Woodbury got a little stumbled up down there.
A.J. Wilson had great protection there by the O-line. He had all day to throw, and he was looking at Woodbury downfield, who was well covered. Fortunately, the ball was overthrown.
So 3rd down and a short 4 here for Huntsville. Lining up to the left this time, it's Woodbury as a receiver. 2 receivers down to the right. Wilson taking the shotgun snap at the 50, rolling back to his own 44, throws it back in the flats over to Quaterian Riles. Riles finding daylight. Riles got a first down and more across the 30. Oh, mama, what a run. He's still on his feet. 10, 5, touchdown, Quaterian Riles.
What a effort by Q Riles. But let me tell you what, it started Jose Cruz, offensive lineman number 62, made a heck of a block to open that run. My goodness, what a block by Jose Cruz.
Not sure the official yardage. It may have been about 48 yards. That's your trophy case touchdown. And here's Christian Avilar for his 2nd MRC Creekside attempt of the night. The hold by Wilson. He'll take the snap. Avilar's right toe to leather this one up well through the uprights, and the Hornets lead 14-0. The trophy case, your destination for awards, custom gifts, apparel, and much more. Get your Hornet Spirit gear at the trophy case. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
COVID-19 rapid testing is now available at Texpress Urgent Care in Huntsville. No symptoms are needed. Now you can get tested even faster and get your results back faster too. Not sure which test is right for you? Texpress Urgent Care is happy to help. For more details, call 936-570-2626. No appointments are needed. Walk-ins only. Texpress Urgent Care Clinic, located at 193 I-45 South. Check their website at TexpressUrgentCare.com and visit them on Facebook. That's Texpress Urgent Care next to Sports Clips in Huntsville.
Rob Hibb alongside Brian Adams back here in the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. 6:16 to go in the second quarter. Hornets leading 14-0 after a 48-yard touchdown pass to Quaterian Riles. The extra point was good. That was a drive that started for the Hornets on their own 49. That is your on-the-move physical therapy and wellness scoring drive recap. And Brian, here's the Climatech Secure Storage Kickoff. Appreciate Christy Atkins and all she does in the Huntsville community through her business, Climatech Secure Storage. Avalar's kickoff, right toe to leather. Nice little line drive kick here. It's filled at the 5-yard line. Running back across the 20 and upended. Nowhere to go on this play. Finally brought down. I thought he was upended at first. Finally brought down at the 20-yard line. Special teams taking care of business here tonight.
Well, that was nice kickoff coverage. It looked like he ran into his own player. It kind of stopped his momentum. But, again, great coverage downfield by the Hornet kickoff team.
Well, Boyette was out there earlier. We will see, Brian, if it's Eddie Cross. We've had a change at quarterback. Cross came out there on that previous possession. The ball resting on the 21-yard line, so that's where Nac has to work from their own 21. They're trailing 14-0. They haven't faced a defense like this season. I can guarantee it.
Oh, promise you that.
Trying to see who that quarterback is out there.
Boyette.
Back to Boyette, and a whistle here. They may have not got the playoff in time. We'll see if it was a false start. Nope, it was offsides. That clock was mighty close to 0. And no, they called a timeout. That's what happened. They ran the clock down. Brian, we'll keep things right here, but they called a timeout because they got that clock down. They had to do something.
Well, here's what's going to happen. The Hornets are up 14-0 here with 6 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first half. That is going to put a lot of pressure on Boyette to throw the ball and start trying to move the football downfield. Well, that's going to cause more problems. The ball is wet, and this defensive back unit for the Huntsville Hornets, man, they are tough. And they are looking for some more pickoffs tonight.
Let's go over some messages coming in here so far tonight. Kick butt Hornets, knock them down, wrap them up. Number 18, Cody McLaren, we love you. Nana Pop, Colton Haley, and Auntie A's cheering you on from Belton. Also some other messages here. Ty Matthews saying, good luck, Ty Matthews. From Aunt Quad, appreciate you, Aunt Quad. Thanks for joining us. More folks asking about the streaming, and we've went over that numerous times. Just wanted to let you know if you're just joining us, we don't have the video rights tonight. That's out of our control. Here on a 1st down and 10, a handoff to Pleasant, and Pleasant is drilled back beyond the 10-yard line. Oh, man, what a hit by the Hornets.
Well, that was number 1-8, Cody McLaren, and I know your family is listening in Belton. They would be very proud of you. That is a great tackle and a huge loss on Nacogdoches.
A nice little Nelson Amaya's Collision Center Hornets hard hit there moments ago, back to the 9-yard line, and another flag on the field, Brian.
Well,
that one at the 5.
That, Rob, may be personal foul type laundry right there.
The officials are sorting things out. Josh Criswell down on the field. Josh, did you happen to see anything down there?
Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of an altercation, a little bit of shoving maybe after the play. Had a Nacogdoches player. The play before that actually was trying to go after Brian Bobino after the play. So it looks like Nacogdoches might just be feeling those frustrations of what's looking like a blowout early on.
Well, Josh, Nacogdoches is having to face this defense that all these other teams have faced this year, and they are not having very much success.
Yeah, that ball's going back now, 4-yard line. Another message coming in. Way to go, Hornet. From the fans, Joe and Judy Emmett. Kay and Robert Dill, we are cheering and listening tonight. Thanks for joining us. There we go, Brian. 2nd down and a long 27. Airing this one out over center and well overthrew his intended receiver. Incomplete at the 35-yard line. He was looking in the direction of Weaver. Good coverage back there, too, by the Hornets as Waylon Zapoli was able to stay stride and stride with that receiver.
Well, the one thing about this Hornet team that is also very impressive is their overall team speed. And those young men back in the defensive backfield for the Hornets, man, they are lights out fast. And, they are not going to get burned deep much.
Yeah, you talk about Jared Ortega back there, Jadarian White, and Waylon Zapoli. That's your 3 back there. Cody McLaren, watch out for him. On a 3rd down and 27 from their own 3. This one hit. It's intercepted at the 11-yard line. The Hornets got it down at the 11-yard line. They ruled him down. It is an interception, though. Another one, the second of the night by Jaden Ross. And Jaden Ross coming alive here in the second quarter for the Hornets.
Well, guess what? Big number 99 Bobino just lit up Boyette, the quarterback for Nacogdoches, and he is struggling to get off the field. Nice pick off by the Hornets. The Hornets are in the red zone. My goodness.
They'll start it right away on their own 12, or on the Nacogdoches 12-yard line. Boy, a lot of fans here tonight making the 30-minute drive from Huntsville, Texas, here to Mustang Stadium. Again, a special thank you to Madisonville ISD. Here we go, first down and 10 for the Hornets. From around their own 12, it's a handoff to the right side. Looking over, another flag in the backfield, Brian. This one up to around the 5-yard line. Trying to see how that, it was Jalen McClain, the ball carrier. This one may be coming back, though. It's a hold against the offense.
Well, that's unfortunate because that's a big penalty. Again, you get down into the red zone, you cannot afford to make these stupid penalties, and that's a big one. That is going to push them well back of the red zone.
The McMichael family checking in tonight, cheering on the Hornets. By the way, if you've got a shout-out, we'd love to hear from you. We'll get them out over the digital airwaves. We'll get them out over the radio airwaves. Brian, we're not only live tonight on 101.7 KSAM, we're also on KHBL 94.1 as well as 104.9 FM. So I want to welcome everybody in. You can text us those shout-outs to 512-522-9105. Again, that fan text line is open at 512-522-9105. So that hold will move the Hornets outside of that Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone now to the 22. Another handoff up the middle here, back up to around the 15-yard line. It was Jalen McClain, the ball carrier. So getting close back to that original line of scrimmage, Brian. That was a first down, brings up second down and 12. Shout out tonight to Tony Kulak as well. Appreciate all he does, man. Just so many wonderful folks. You know, Tony here tonight being the public address announcer. Been fun. Been a good ride with him so far this year also. Second down and 12 here for the Hornets on their side of the field. As Wilson will roll to the right. He's being chased, trying to get across the 20. He'll finally air this one out, threw it away. Wise decision by Wilson, as he would have lost a lot of yards back there, using his junior leadership that has matured so nicely here this season, and knew to throw it away.
Well, you're right, and he has matured this season. You know, he started 2 games as a sophomore, and he's been the starter all year long, and he has matured every game and getting better and better.
Well, Brian, don't get upset over it. I know it's, heartbreaking, Brian, but don't. I know you're over there getting a little upset over it and kind of crying a little. I'm just kidding. Brian had to catch his breath.
Hey, we're back.
You all right, Brian?
Yeah.
I thought you were getting teared up over there. I'm just kidding. Third down and 12 here for the Hornets. As Wilson will roll back near his own 20. Oh, man, he dumped it off. He found McClain. McClain's got the lead. McClain's got the touchdown. 12 yards to Jalen McClain.
What a great pass. It was a screen pass over to McClain on the far side. He goes into the end zone untouched. The Hornets, prior to the PAT, are 20-0.
Brian just had to get a little emotional, and that caused a little bit of flavor down there on the field, a little spark down there, Brian. That's good enough for another trophy case touchdown. Here's the MRC Creekside extra point by kicker Christian Avilar. Wilson will hold it, and it's down, kick upright, and good through the uprights. Hornets lead 21-0, 4:05 remaining here in the Hit Solutions second quarter. The trophy case, your destination for awards, custom gifts, apparel, and much more. Get your Hornet Spirit gear at the trophy case. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
It's Truck Month here at Wiesner in Huntsville. Hi, folks. Clint Mack here with Wiesner in Huntsville, and it's Truck Month. That means you get the best deals of the year on your favorite Chevy truck, Tahoe, and Suburban. We've got 3/4 tons, 1 tons, and half tons. When they say they don't have it, come to Wiesner of Huntsville, and we'll get it. We've got trucks starting at $28,986 and an Equinox for only $16,990. So for the best selection, you need to hurry to Wiesner in Huntsville or shop us online at WiesnerHuntsville.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Welcome back, friends, live from the Copeland Family Dentistry Hornets broadcast booth. Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. The Hornets with a 21-0 lead with 4:05 remaining here in the second quarter. Moments ago, Jaden Ross intercepted the ball. That caused the Hornets to start on the Nacogdoches 12-yard line. It was a 12-yard touchdown pass to Jalen McClain. Hornets lead 21-0. That is your on-the-move physical therapy and wellness scoring drive recap. Here's the Climatech Secure Storage Kickoff. Right toe to leather from Avilar. This one a little bit short here, Brian. And it's go, man. That's going to be a little bit of a touchback, or beg your pardon, an illegal procedure, as it was out of bounds at the 25.
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, just kicking the ball straight out of bounds is going to give Nacogdoches great field position. And I know Avalar's not real pleased with that effort there.
Brian, more messages coming in. Good luck to the Hornets tonight. Listening from home, Stingham Butcher, number 2 from Kiki Butcher. Thanks for joining us tonight, by the way. A lot of fans out there in Huntsville joining us. Chad Walter, listening from Clifton Park, New York. Too bad no video, but you boys are crushing it, Stingham Hornets.
Chad Walter, hello.
Class of 86.
That's from my old classmates.
Here we go. Nacogdoches has it from their own 30, moving from right to left. Oh, man, Bailey trying to move around, and Bailey's going to go down with a heart-filled floor sack of the 25.
Number 99, Ed Bobino, was not about to let him get away. And I thought there for a minute he was just going to slam him down on the ground. And Boyette is just having troubles all over the place.
Jaden Ross was down there as well to help with the final little pressure, the little final punishment, if you will, Brian, on that play. And a loss of 1 on the Hartfield Flores sack. So again, Nac trailing here 21-0, 3:29 remaining here in the Hit Solutions second quarter. Thanks for joining us. Ball resting on the left hash mark on the 29-yard line. Boyette in the gun. He'll delay the handoff to his running back. Oh, man, Bobino, here he goes. He said, bam, get it out of here, baby. Slammed him to the ground at the 30-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, that's double nickel. Brian Bobino just throwing guys around left and right.
Oh, my goodness.
Man.
And I'll tell you what, Londarius Pleasant had a little bit of a shake there getting up. He's still having a hard time getting up. Hope he's okay.
I understand why. I mean, he just got manhandled.
I'm feeling it from up here, Brian, and that was the first one was 99 and now 55. The Bobino brothers getting in on the action.
Well, I tell you what, Rob, that defense.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would not want to be any running back, any quarterback out there against this Hornet defense this year. It has just been incredible. And they, Brian, just game in and game out, they have just improved on the defense.
No, and it's tough to improve on something that's so good, but they are. They are improving every week.
3rd and 10 here. New quarterback is Eddie Cross. Eddie Cross finds his man at the 45. It's enough for a first down as he completes that pass in between the hash marks through an absolute strike to Kamaje Deckard.
Well, that's the Nacogdoches' best play of the evening, and nice pass there by Cross. Just one curl pattern over the middle, move the chains. But again, Rob, best play of the night for Nacogdoches.
Page will line up as a receiver to the right, Weaver down to the left. He's part of 2 receivers to either side. Here on a 1st down and 10, Nac has it on their own 48-yard line, moving from right to left in between the hash marks. Cross rolls to his right side, being chased here. Cross trying to avoid a defender, still on his feet. Gets across the line of scrimmage and finally down after what appeared to be about a 5-yard gain across the 50 down to the 48-yard line of the Hornets.
And Cross gets punished right before he goes out of bounds by Cody McLaren. Man, he's got this Hornet defense will absolutely just light you up.
Actually only gave him 4. It's 2nd down and 6. The first down marker is at the Hornet 42. As Weaver this time thought he was going over the sideline, got hopped back into the huddle here. Weaver will line up to the left. Page back up top to the right. Same formation here on a 2nd down and 6. There's a back offset to the Cross. Actually, 2 backs offset. He'll hand off. No, he'll keep it. Cross looking to keep it here. Nice little zigzag move back inside across that right side, Brian. A gain of 1, though, only on the play.
It looked like Cross was going to try to follow his man in motion and use him as a blocker, but there was none of it going to happen. So he cuts it upfield, picks up a couple of yards.
Granny and Nia joining us, saying shout out to Jamarcus, Ty, Tanky, and AJ. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Brian, I wanted to give a special shout out tonight to Coach Marcus Williams' family. He's a wide receiver coach here at Huntsville. His wife, Julie, and their 4-year-old daughter, Aubrey, listening. Her birthday, I believe, is Christmas Eve. So a shout out to Coach Williams' family. Thank y'all for joining us. Huntsville here looking to bring the pressure. This one aired up. Oh, man, wide open at the 20-yard line under pressure. Backpedaling his way inside the 5-yard line as the helmet popped off at the end. It was Kamaje Deckard on what would have been a broken-up play somehow as the quarterback Cross was still able to air that one and complete a pass.
Well, those are one of those that Cross has just has thrown it up for a hope and a prayer. and launches it downfield. And fortunately for Nacogdoches, they had a wide receiver just standing there as the ball came to him. Huge play there by Nacogdoches.
Yeah, it was Kamaje Deckard. He almost backpedaled his way in for a touchdown. He finally fell down, though, at the 2-yard line of the Hornets.
Well, that's one of those plays, Rob, when your quarterback is scrambling around and your defense is scrambling around, it just kind of the coverage broke down, and they just found the only spot on the field, and he was open.
We got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them for 30 seconds. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Whataburger's new spicy chicken sandwich isn't covered in any fiery sauces or crazy hot toppings. Just cool, fresh-cut veggies and mayo to tame the heat. So, where then does the spice come from? Well, the all-white meat chicken is marinated and then fried to a tender crisp. So really, this spice comes from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Back in action here from Madisonville, Texas. Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. We're in the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. First down and goal coming up here for Nacogdoches after that big passing play moments ago. They're trailing 21-0, 1:28 remaining here in the first half. The Hornets on top. Cross the quarterback. Deep in his own end zone. One back to either side, looking, trying to roll over to the right side. He'll throw this one back over center. It's incomplete. Oh, man, when you throw it that way, you got to watch out. And Jadarian White slamming down the receiver down there, Brian, on the incomplete play, as it was Keelan Elder. But I got to tell you what about that sportsmanship by Tank White? As immediately when Elder went down, Tank White helped him right back up.
Well, if he had caught that ball, Tank White would have cut him in half. But you're right, that's good sportsmanship. But Cross just threw an absolute rocket, and, man, that ball had some fire on it.
Second down and goal for Nac, trailing 21-0, deep in their own territory. It's a fumble as it goes over the quarterback's head. Cross trying to track it. He's over to the right side at the 20. And finally slammed down. Oh, man, at the 15-yard line, the Hornets have had enough. Oh, man, I don't know. Brian, I've seen these Hornet players slam down these guys on their backs. That was right on the front, on the sternum.
Man alive. I'm glad he's walking off.
Yeah. Didn't even see who that was. There were so many Hornets in there. It may have been McLaren down there in the mix.
Well, the one thing about this field being wet tonight and in this fog advisory and everything else going on, it is made for an interesting ball game. Man, that was quite a hit. And Q Riles was just about to light him up, and somehow he got away from Q, and I am not sure how. What a play.
We'll keep things right here. 1:07 to go. Yeah, there's been several Whataburger, Whataplay candidates tonight. By the way, even though we're not allowed to have live video, we are still recording this game, and we will release some Whataburger, Whataplays. We got a real special treat lined up. Actually, what we're hoping to do, Brian, is at the football banquet, we're going to take all of the Whataplays from the season and present those awards. That's kind of an idea that we've had.
Oh, that's great.
You know, that's something that we'd like to do if we're allowed to.
Sure.
So
yeah, I like it.
We got a lot of Whataplays building up here. So here we go, Brian. It's third down and goal from the 15-yard line for Nacogdoches. It was from the 2. As Cross in the gun, rolling to the right, being chased from behind, airs this one. It's incomplete.
No flags.
No flag down there. Incomplete in the end zone. Trying to see who that receiver that he was looking to go to down there, Brian, and just a little bit too far for me to read over there.
Well, Nacogdoches has an interesting decision in front of them.
It was to Keelan Elder.
They've got to put points on the board, and they've got to put them fast. So it looks like they're going to go out with their offensive unit on this 4th and long.
That's 4th and goal. They're all the way backed up to their 15-yard line. Brian, I said it the last play. They got it all the way down to the 2. Now it's back to the 15-yard line on a 4th down and goal. This is where the Hornets defense has been a lot of success this season. Cross will step back. Cross trying to hold a slam. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. It was Brian Bambino this time saying, whoosh, baby. A little bit of wrestling moves out there as he flew in and dumpster dived him.
Oh, my.
Oh, mama, what a hit by Bobino.
You guys listening on the radio out there, this hit was unbelievable by Brian Bobino. Just buried that guy from Nacogdoches. Wow.
Bobino thought he was Superman, and then he realized, man, I can't fly, and he fell right on that guy. How about that for a Nelson Amaya Collision Center Hornets hard hit?
Well, there's that nasty defense we've been talking about all year long, and they are living up to that reputation.
Well, the Hornets will have it back here for the 7th time tonight, leading 21-0, 55 seconds to go in the second quarter from their own 22-yard line, moving from left to right. They're just going to knee this one down and run the clock off and be satisfied with their current lead heading into halftime, Brian. Well, they'll have to take one more knee here. My goodness, though, seriously, if you were here and you could visualize, imagine Brian Bobino, the senior defensive lineman. I don't have a number on his weight, but he's a big old boy. And he can run, though, just like his brother Brian.
They're athletic as all get out.
He took a leap, and seriously, it looked like from up here the kid thought he was Superman. And then he just goes, oh, wait a minute, I can't fly, and just fell and smacked that dude to the ground.
Yeah, that was just unbelievable.
And that will take one more knee, and the clock will run down as the Hornets will head into halftime. They'll get the clapping ovation as they should from the Hornet faithful, 21-0 here in the bi-district round of the playoffs. As we open things up here, the Texas High School Football Playoffs, we'll step aside and take a break. We'll have the sounds of the Huntsville Hornet Marching Band and more. Stay with us. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas from Adams Furniture. That's right, folks. It's Christmas time. We're having a huge Christmas sale. How about a Lazy Boy? $3.99 for a recliner, $4.99, $5.99. They're all in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Listen, come in right now. We have a big mattress sale going on with the largest mattress dealer in Huntsville. How about Tempur-Pedic? How about Sealy? Listen, we also have a bed. You buy the queen-size mattress, we'll give you an adjustable base for free. Remember, that's Adams Furniture at 75 North and 10th Street, or shop online at shopadams.com.
Whether you're heading to the deer lease or hitting the road for a holiday trip, Bill Fick Ford in Huntsville has the vehicle for you. From the complete line of Ford F-150, 250, and 350 Super Duty trucks to fuel-efficient Ford sedans and SUVs, you'll find the best selection at Bill Fick Ford. And at Bill Fick Ford, there's no bull, just good deals. The Ficks would also like to thank everyone for your friendship and your business. Bill Fick Ford, I-45 South in Huntsville, or online at BillFickFord.com. Nationwide delivery is free.
Whataburger's new spicy chicken sandwich isn't covered in any fiery sauces or crazy hot toppings. Just cool, fresh-cut veggies and mayo to tame the heat. So, where then does the spice come from? Well, the all-white meat chicken is marinated and then fried to a tender crisp. So really, this spice comes from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
At CSCU, we want you to bank happy, spend smart, and live well. That's why we are so pleased to announce our newest service, Loan by Phone. If stopping by one of our offices won't fit into your busy schedule, you can still apply for a loan by giving us a call when it's most convenient for you. The application process is quick and easy, and upon approval, we can even send you the documents to sign electronically. The money can then be deposited in your account within 10 minutes. Call CSCU today. Member NCUA, all loans subject to credit approval. Membership eligibility required.
Huntsville ISD is the best place for children to be. We offer a full-day pre-K center to advanced career and college options, along with a variety of extracurricular activities and award-winning fine arts, band and athletics programs, an excellent child nutrition and bus transportation services, bilingual ESL and GT programs, special education services, and a career and technical education program that provides multiple certification and licensing options for students. Visit huntsville-isd.org. It's a great day to be a Hornet. We're building champions, everyone, every day.
Whether you're heading to the deer lease or hitting the road for a holiday trip, Bill Fick Ford in Huntsville has the vehicle for you. From the complete line of Ford F-150, 250, and 350 Super Duty trucks to fuel-efficient Ford sedans and SUVs, you'll find the best selection at Bill Fick Ford. And at Bill Fick Ford, there's no bull, just good deals. The Ficks would also like to thank everyone for your friendship and your business. Bill Fick Ford, I-45 South in Huntsville, or online at BillFickFord.com. Nationwide delivery is free.
Nelson Amaya's Collision Center is proudly serving Huntsville from his new location at 2011 Sycamore Avenue near the Bearcats baseball field. Nelson Amaya's Collision Center proudly serves the Walker County area with integrity and honesty. Accepting all insurances, be sure to ask about referral discounts. Experience since 1999. That's Nelson Amaya's Collision Center at 2011 Sycamore Avenue and online at NelsonAmayasCollision.com. Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, a proud supporter of the Huntsville Hornets.
Huntsville ISD is the best place for children to be. We offer a full-day pre-K center to advanced career and college options, along with a variety of extracurricular activities and award-winning fine arts, band and athletics programs, an excellent child nutrition and bus transportation services, bilingual ESL and GT programs, special education services, and a career and technical education program that provides multiple certification and licensing options for students. Visit huntsville-isd.org. It's a great day to be a Hornet. We're building champions, everyone, every day.
Whataburger's new spicy chicken sandwich isn't covered in any fiery sauces or crazy hot toppings. Just cool, fresh-cut veggies and mayo to tame the heat. So, where then does the spice come from? Well, the all-white meat chicken is marinated and then fried to a tender crisp. So really, this spice comes from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
It's the Hornets Halftime Show, brought to you by Northside Baptist Church on 101.7 KSAM. Let's get back to the stadium with Brian Adams and Rob Hipp.
We're here at the Northside Baptist Church Hornets Halftime Show. Hornets leading 21-0, about 19 minutes to go, and here in just a few moments we'll send it down to the field for the sounds of your Huntsville Hornet Military Marching Band. Boy, what a season they have had, and Brian, it's been so great to hear them up here in our ears, and again, as soon as they get back to action here, we'll send it down to them.
You know, the military marching band for Huntsville is so talented. They've won so many awards, Rob, and it's always good to be able to hear these guys and girls at halftime.
You know, and we talk a lot about the band, but you can't count out the GGs either. These are all components of a successful football program. They're part of the energy. They're part of the excitement. And you better believe it, because when we went to games to where this band hasn't been here, you can feel it. You can feel when they're not here with us. And just exciting to be here and listen to their sounds. They should be coming up here in just a moment, too.
Well, again, that's part of being a Huntsville Hornet. You know, everybody contributing just to one great cause. And you're right, the GGs, the cheerleaders, the band, I mean, all the other sports. And we're just so grateful for that.
You know, I totally forgot in the excitement. A lot of times we try to get Coach Southern going in at halftime, and because we didn't have our video here at this ball game, I didn't even see it. I didn't even think to look at it, Brian. So hopefully Coach is okay with that. And Josh, I don't know if Josh is still down there or not. Josh, if we missed you on the interview, I apologize for that.
Oh, they're headed off to the locker room, so no problem. You guys got it.
All right, thanks, Josh. I want to leave Josh. Josh does such good work down there. Brian, there's so much slam going on. I think my blood has been pumping throughout this game. We'll send it back down now to the Huntsville Hornet Military Marching Band. Stay with us and enjoy the sound of the band.
Military Marching Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Jake Holland, Matty Kyle, and William Sawmell. Tonight the band will be performing Fanfare 2020 by Dr. Tim Ray. 'Twas the Parade Before Christmas by Dallas Perk and the Huntsville High School Fight Song. District 10-5A Division II champions. The band would like to thank our band boosters, corporate sponsors, and administration in the community for their continued support.
And we got stats. First half.
All right, friends, well, that will end the band's performance. We got 13 minutes to go before we get things underway in the third quarter. Stay with us. We'll step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll have halftime updates and more. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Halftime is an anticipated part of any game. We get to see the mighty Hornet military marching band. The team goes to the locker room. The coaches make corrections and tweak the game plan. And then it's back to the gridiron to finish the task and fight to get the mark in the win column. Church is a halftime for the soul. You can stretch. You can be refreshed. Friends, we will never change the game plan because Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. There's only one plan. It starts with Jesus and ends there. I'm Reagan Cooksey, pastor of Northside Baptist Church. Are you listening?
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, friends. We are here in the Northside Baptist Church halftime show. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. Hornets leading 21-0. We're about 11 minutes to go before we get this ball game back underway in the third quarter. But, Brian, I got to tell you, the Hornets came out tonight. Things started out a little bit slow as we look over the first couple of possessions. The Hornets, a turnover on downs to start thing. They got backed up. Those penalties really kind of the story early on. The Hornets with 2 penalties there, setting them back on false starts. That created a 4th down and 12, and A.J. Wilson simply was just not able to get the ball forward across the first down marker. Nacogdoches, their first possession resulted in a punt, and then it was that punt return, though, immediately following by Jordan Woodbury for 48 yards. So it was the special teams getting on the board first here tonight for the Huntsville Hornets.
The Hornets are doing what they need to do. You know, they're up 21-0 here in the first half. Of course, this game has got 2 halves, so you got to play just as strong and as good as you did in the first half. The one thing I'd like to see the Hornets do a lot better is minimize these penalties, and I'd like to see the passing game. You know, again, I understand it's wet out there and that ball can be slick and it's tough to hang on to, but and of course our running game has done real good tonight so far, and the defense as well, scoring points. But I'd like to see the passing game kind of pick up a little bit. They haven't gone downfield a whole lot with A.J. Wilson, and but Jordan Woodbury, man, what a first half he's having. It's exciting. The Hornets are doing what they need to do. So.
Well, taking care of business here tonight. Again, 21-0 your score. Huntsville on top here in this opening by-district round of the playoffs. We'll try to pull up some scores for some other areas happening here in Region 3. A lot of things going on tonight, though, and we'll try to get those updates to you. Again, we are in the Northside Baptist Church halftime. Brian, a lot of messages coming in tonight. We always enjoy getting to those friends that are joining us from no matter where they are. We had a friend from New York a while ago. You know a lot of these folks, Brian. You grew up in this area in Huntsville. You played football. I mean, look, let's go back real quick, Brian, while we're here at halftime. I know the radio can't. There's that. Look at Brian here. So here's Brian.
I knew you were going to do that.
So we're going back here to Brian. This is if you're listening on the radio, you can't see this, by the way. This is the Huntsville High School football team in 1912. And there's just a handful of guys on it. The guy on the very far right is probably Brian Adams. So
I'll say this: that is one of the coolest pictures, though, I've ever seen. I mean, that is Hornet history, Huntsville Hornet history. This is such a storied program throughout the years, and that is a great and very cool picture.
There's Brian Adams. For those of you on the video, if you're on the audio, we're looking at pictures. Here's the real Brian Adams from 1984 wearing the big 1-5. Was there anything behind that number, Brian, when you played in 84?
I had brown hair.
Okay, all right.
Not gray hair.
Well, was there anything to the number 15, though? Was there any significance of that when you wore it?
You know what? Number 15 was the number that I got when I started playing varsity football my sophomore year. And that number stayed with me throughout my time playing football for Sam Houston as well. I loved 15. That was always my number. And that just kind of happened to be what the number I was given. way back when.
We're also showing the cover there, the Huntsville Hornets versus Nacogdoches Dragons, Friday, September the 14th, 1984 at Pritchett Field. What was it like playing at Pritchett Field, Brian?
You know, Bedrock is it was magical. And you ask anybody that played in those days, again, Rob, when I was in the second grade, I would go to Bedrock and watch those high school, watch the Hornets play football. It grew up, and I just could not wait for it to be my turn. And, I got to watch my older brother Mark play and just, the 1980 state champs, David Reynolds and all those talented guys. Bedrock was special. For example, there was a 10-year period, Rob, we never lost a home game at Bedrock.
Wow.
And there's not – I don't think anybody in the country can say that. And in that same stretch of time, we never lost a district game in those same 10 years, either home or away. Just a magical place to play. The Huntsville Hornets is just an incredible – it's just got incredible history.
Brian, you talk about the success then – and, of course, under head coach Mance Park back in the 50s, and then Joe Clements and all the greats that have been a part of this storied program for so many years. But Brian truly blessed this year with arguably one of the good teams, one of the teams, and nothing on any other kids that have ever came through here, by the way. I never want to single any kid out, but I just want to say this is arguably one of the best teams that has been here in a long time, a team that really had a lot of questions heading into this season, with those many returning or those losing all of those seniors and then a lot of young guys stepping up. The future is very bright for these Huntsville Hornets, and I'm not talking about just the players that are playing now. We heard from Coach after the coaches show last week, and he talked about the pipeline of players that's on the way. And things are just going to continue here for the Huntsville for many years. And it's been fun to be a part of it this year, and we're hoping that this journey continues. The folks in Huntsville, there is this feeling that something great is happening. It is happening, but there's this feeling that there's something else, that there's more. And Coach talked about it, and he goes, Rob, I don't know what it is. And then when we talked to one of the players, he goes, what it is, it's our chemistry this year.
Jared
Ortega talked about, he goes, I know what the it is. He said, Coach, the it is our chemistry. That's what Ortega talked about.
Well, the one thing these Hornet teams have always had is the confidence. And, I mean, back when I was remember watching the Hornets in the late 70s and, of course, playing in the mid-80s, and all these great teams that have come and gone, it is confidence. And all of them have it. And when you have a confident team – with some and Huntsville has always had talented athletes, and you mix that with confidence, and you have got something very special. And this team tonight that we're watching, and we've watched all year long, this team is something special. I'm telling you, nobody can really pinpoint what it is, but they've got it, and they have shown it game in and game out. And so far in this first half of the by-district championship, they're proving it again tonight.
That's that country song. She got whatever it is. I'm not going to sing it, though, because it's horrible. Well, I just did. Brian, I want to encourage anybody out there, by the way. We want to share stories. We want to tell stories. And, again, a big thank you for this really historical information that came in from Geraldine Bullock. We appreciate her, former teacher for many years at Huntsville ISD. Maybe you have some pictures. Maybe you have some stories that you would like to share with us that we can share with the radio audience, with those listening digitally. I would invite you to email pictures, to email stories. I would love to hear from you. And I thought about this today. I said, we got to make a call for this, and we'll do it at halftime, where if you've got stories, if you've got pictures, we would love to hear more about the history so we can share it with the radio audience. You can email that information to me. Very simple, rob@ksam1017.com. That's ROB at KSAM, KSAM 1017.com. I'd love to hear from you. I invite you to do that. And, Brian, we're going to share it. And, once the season's over, after that state championship, we're going to have a season recap. I want to do a special show, and we're going to feature a lot of history and a lot of things about these Hornets, a special year and a very special and wonderful community.
Well, it's going to be a long show because there's a lot of wonderful history in this program. And, it's funny, those two pictures you pointed out, the one with the 1912 Huntsville team and, of course, the 84 game magazine and our pictures and whatnot. I've had a lot of old school guys text me and just like it on my Facebook, and they're just the flashbacks, what wonderful times they were. And again, I just this program is just such a storied program, It's amazing.
For about 4 minutes or so until we get things started in the third quarter, in the second half. We're going to step aside and take a break. We'll have the second half kickoff coming up in a moment. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Halftime is an anticipated part of any game. We get to see the mighty Hornet military marching band. The team goes to the locker room. The coaches make corrections and tweak the game plan. And then it's back to the gridiron to finish the task and fight to get the mark in the win column. Church is a halftime for the soul. You can stretch. You can be refreshed. Friends, we'll never change the game plan because Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. There's only one plan. It starts with Jesus and ends there. I'm Reagan Cooksey, pastor of Northside Baptist Church. Are you listening?
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
That's it for the Hornet Halftime Show, brought to you by Northside Baptist Church on 101.7 KSAM. Coming up next, the second half kickoff on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network. You're listening to the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network. KSAM Huntsville is 101.7 KSAM.
Welcome back, friends. We are here at Mustang Stadium in Madisonville, Texas. I'm Rob Hipp alongside the former Sam Houston State Bearcat quarterback, also the former Huntsville Hornet. We can't forget about that, Brian. We got to start saying that. You know, this is Hornet football, man.
This is Hornet football, man, and we love our Hornet football. Always have, always will, and we got a great game on our hands tonight, Rob.
Well, we are up here in the Copeland Family Dentistry Hornets broadcast booth. Appreciate Ty Copeland, all he does for the Huntsville community. Brian, let's go over some of those sponsors. A lot of folks making our coverage possible here this year.
Well, no question about it. We certainly can't thank you enough. We're Northside Baptist Church, growing people in Christ to reach others for Christ. AB Squared Self-Storage Facility, your local go-to self-storage facility. On the move physical therapy and wellness, helping active adults achieve physical freedom to enjoy life and retirement to its fullest without settling for less. In Hartfield Floors, personalizing your event since 1957. Moak & Moak, attorney at law for your estate planning, real estate, business law needs. Call Moak & Moak, attorneys at law serving Huntsville since 1971.
Appreciate Sam Moak. So many in the community this year. And our presenting sponsor, absolutely want to thank Kirby Kaysen and his fine staff and all that they do at First Financial Bank. Those guys really got the gears going for us this year. We needed that title support to come in. They provided it, and that's what really helped get us going. And Brian, just a tremendous blessing here as the Huntsville Hornets will run out of their blow-up here on the right side of the field, on our near side from right to left, and they are hyped up, ready to rock and roll. Leading the charge coming out of that tunnel is Seth Carroll. Brian, that's Brian Carroll's son out there, and boy, these kids are ready to roll. Look at them, Brian. They are fired up.
Going in halftime, coaches are going to talk to them, do some adjustments and things like that. And I know one of the things Coach Rodney Southern would probably convey to his team was stop some of the silly penalties that we had going into the ball game, some of those false starts and things like that. But I expect something similar to what we saw in the first half. A lot of defense and some really great offense, and especially some great special teams.
Well, the Hornets will kick things off as they received it in the open of the game, so they'll kick off here to start things in this second quarter. Head coach Rodney Southern down there directing his kids, and we are moments away here from the third quarter getting underway. Third quarter brought to you by the city of Huntsville. Huntsville first. Appreciate the city of Huntsville and all that they do to support local athletics. A lot of great folks. I got to meet Brenda Poe. Congratulations to Brenda Poe, by the way. She just had been working on a very distinctive certificate. I don't even know if it's really a certificate. It's a very distinctive educational piece for what she does as a secretary with the city. It's something she's worked on for 2.5 years, and it's very hard to attain that. You got to go through a lot. She spent 2.5 years through this program to get that. So, Brenda, thank you for what you do.
Wow, no doubt. Good job.
Christian Avalar will kick this one off on the near side. Hash mark moving from left to right. As we are underway, the city of Huntsville, third quarter, right toe to leather. Here we go. Welcome back This one a short punt, fielded at the 20-yard line on the left side, and running over to the right side is Demero Weaver, and a flag in the backfield already here. He slammed down, Brian. A lot of east and west movement, not too much going north as he's brought down to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, no question about it, and we're starting the second half off like we did the first half with some laundry already on the field.
We'll see who this one is on. It's going to go against Nacogdoches to start things. So a little something in the back. Josh Criswell has been down on the sidelines, as always, throughout this ball game. Josh, great first half for the Hornets. They've got to come out here and take care of business, though, in this second half.
Absolutely. I mean, you're starting out just the way you want to, with the other opponent inside their own 10, staring down the most dominant defense in Class 5A Division II. I mean, just a testament to
Wow. Well, that's the way they do it, Brian. We're back in action here as we'll get it going. Nacogdoches will start this one from their own 8-yard line. A handoff here, not much on it, maybe a gain of 1.
Well, Nacogdoches is trying to establish, they're just trying to move the football. And they're not having a whole lot of success, and they're deep in their own end, so they're certainly trying to be careful all over, so this game just gets completely out of hand.
They'll start here from their own 8. The there brings up second down. Oh, they give him 1, second down and 9. A little bit of a huddle going on here, trying to change the strategy up here. Nacogdoches trailing 21-0, almost a minute gone here in the third quarter. I believe that is Eddie Cross, the quarterback. Low snap, he'll keep it. Cross on the keeper, zigzagging his way to the left hash mark for a gain of a few up to the 13-yard line.
Quarterback draw up the middle, and he ran into big number 99, Ed Bobino, so that kind of put a stop to that. Third down, and somehow or another Nacogdoches has to convert here to keep moving the ball.
Yeah, that ball up to the 13-yard line brings up third down and 5 is what it looks like from our vantage point. And third down and 5 here for Nacogdoches. Trailing 21-0. Cross of the gun. Handoff here, and again, not much on it. Brian, maybe only a gain of a couple up to the 16-yard line.
Well, they're going to have to punt the ball away, and then they're going to be in their own end zone or close to it. So I would venture to guess the Hornets are probably going to bring the house and try to block this ball.
So they will punt this one away. You definitely can't go for it here this early. Jesus Ibarra, the senior kicker, back there to punt this one away. One back to receive for Huntsville, standing at the 50. Ibarra gets the snap into his hands. He's got to watch out. Boy, he had about 4 Hornets in front of him. And the Hornets got to watch out here as it takes a bounce, almost hit a couple of Hornets, and it'll roll nicely in favor of Nacogdoches to the 44-yard line. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Tracy Chappell, City of Huntsville's Main Street Manager. I want to encourage you to invest in our community, Huntsville First. Whether you visit an antique shop downtown or stop by your favorite food truck, every purchase you make here in Huntsville boosts our economy. Become a tourist in your own backyard. Get out and enjoy the great outdoors at Huntsville State Park or the Sam Houston National Forest. Visit one of our historic museums and enjoy the art and culture available right here in Huntsville. Remember, shop, eat, play. Huntsville First.
Welcome back. Wilson under center here. We'll hand off to Jalen McClain to get things started. McClain in between the hash marks will gut this one up to around the 47-yard line. This drive starting out for Huntsville on their own 44. So nice field position here for Huntsville, picking up about 3, brings up second down and 7.
A.J. Wilson getting under center. You don't see that very often in the I formation.
Here he is. He'll roll back, looking now, swinging over to the right side. Throwing. Dart. Absolute dart. And it's dropped inside the 30-yard line by Matt Long. He threw a dart in the chest of Matt Long.
Well, he sure did, but it was a tad bit behind Matt Long there. That was a bootleg, rolling out the naked bootleg, and he was wide open. Got to complete those kind of passes. 2
quick plays, third down and 7, 9:16 remaining here in the City of Huntsville third quarter. Hornets leading 21-0. And heading over to the sidelines, Q Riles. Checking in for him is Jordan Woodbury. Actually, I believe it was also Cam Cole. So Woodbury will line up here to the left side. Cole down to the right. Hornets, boy, they're just going to have to call a timeout here because that clock is running down. A lot of confusion. And we will take it with them for 30 seconds on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Hey, this is Tracy Chappell, City of Huntsville's Main Street Manager. I want to encourage you to invest in our community, Huntsville First. Whether you visit an antique shop downtown or stop by your favorite food truck, every purchase you make here in Huntsville boosts our economy. Become a tourist in your own backyard. Get out and enjoy the great outdoors at Huntsville State Park or the Sam Houston National Forest. Visit one of our historic museums and enjoy the art and culture available right here in Huntsville. Remember, shop, eat, play. Huntsville First.
Welcome back, friends. 9:16 to go as we come out of the timeout. Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. We're up in the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. Hornets on a 3rd down and 7 here from their own 46 or 47-yard line. Moving from left to right. Wilson gets the shotgun snap. Throws over center this time. It's again in the numbers of long, and he can't hold on to it. Dropped incomplete.
Wow.
Had incomplete at the 45.
Well, that was a great route run by Matt Long there. He knew where the chains were. He went beyond the sticks, did a nice curl pattern. Ball hit him right in the numbers. Just got to hang on to it. But, again, that ball is wet out there, difficult, so you really got to concentrate and bring that ball in.
You saw Coach Southern kind of rotate over to the left there in the direction of Long and Long. He walked a little bit farther around, so maybe he didn't want to chat there with Coach on that one. Matt's done a great job this year, though. Enjoy watching him, and a nice route you mentioned there just a few moments ago. So the Hornets will punt this one away here. Avalar gets it up. Nice, beautiful, booming punt. As it will sail up into the cloud of the fogs here into the 20-yard line across the 25 and finally brought down. Good field position here starting for Nac. We'll keep things right here, Brian, with 8:59 to go in the 3rd. Huntsville leading 21-0.
Hey, Rob, I want to mention this real quick. Don't miss the 5A and 6A UIL football state championships this January. For more information, visit uiltexas.org.
Welcome back. Here we go. 21-0. Hornets in the lead. Back on the defensive side. Nacogdoches will have it for the 9th time tonight. They'll start this on their own 27-yard line. That fan line is still open, by the way, for text messaging. We'll get to more of those messages here before too long. You can text us at 512-522-9105. Again, that number, 512-522-9105. Eddie Cross, the quarterback here, will fake the handoff. Swinging to the right side, breaking through defenders. Eddie on his way across the 40 and finally dropped down at the 41. That's enough for a first down on the keeper.
Well, nice run there by Eddie Cross, the quarterback for Nacogdoches. I mean, it looked kind of like a busted play, but he found a running lane on the right side over there and picked up a first down. Nice play.
They'll actually put it down at the 40. It's still enough for a first down. So Nac on their own right hash mark, moving from right to left in their white jerseys, white pants, those helmets in white with the Nac logo in black outlined in gold. First down and 10. Trailing 21-0. Handoff to the back here. I believe it may be Jones. And Jones up to the 45-yard line. We'll see if that's who it is.
Well, it looks like they're going to give him 5 yards on the run there. Not a bad run there by Nacogdoches.
Trying to see who that was. It was not Jones. It's actually Glenn Young.
Well, folks, we got this fog that's just kind of rolling in and sitting on top of us here in Madisonville. It's kind of getting difficult to see numbers.
Ball on the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for Nacogdoches, trailing 21-0 from their own 45, moving from left to right. 3 backs there this time. Cross will air it up over to the right side. Hornets turning around, batting it down, and knocking it incomplete at the 12-yard line. Great job by Ethan Miner and also Jadarian Tank White.
That was a great play. They had him double covered, and then Cross just tried to air one out, and the Hornets defensive backs were sitting there waiting on it, batted it down.
The winner of this contest looks like they're going to go on to play Barbers Hill just earlier. I believe that game was in the 3rd quarter. Barbers Hill all over Galena Park 44-6. I believe that's the next round coming up for the winner of this contest. 7:48 to go here in the city of Huntsville, 3rd quarter. Nacogdoches trailing. They've got the ball 21-0, 3rd down and 5. On a keeper by Cross, he's brought down. Brian, only a 2-yard gain up to the 47.
Double nickel Brian Bobino bringing him down on that carry. And between him and Ed, man, they are having a heck of a night tonight.
So they'll go for it, I would assume here, Brian, trailing 21-0. But this is a tough defense. Every time it gets to fourth down, this is where the Hornets excel. Fourth down and a short 3. Is the crowd making noise? We got the windows open. It's loud up here in Madisonville, baby. Cross will go to the left side. He's got the first down and more across the 45 down to the 40-yard line. Nice run again by Cross. He's got it down to the 41-yard line of the Hornets. That's enough for a first down.
That's the first play tonight. They've run the option, and Cross came to his left side towards the Hornet bench, and he kept the ball, turned it upfield, picked up the first down. Good play there.
My buddy David England sent me a quote here, said a Bryan Adams quote, because when the feeling's right, I'm going to run all night, I'm going to run to you. Bryan Adams, 1984.
That's awesome, yeah.
That's my buddy Captain England. Doppler Dave. Hey, Dave, text us a weather update for Huntsville, man. I miss those Doppler Dave weather updates we had back in my hometown, man.
That's 1984.
All right, here we go. The ball on the left side, hash mark. It's first down and 10. And nowhere to go. Bobino and company slamming them down back at the 30 or the 45-yard line. Oh, man, what a play. Braxton Jones. Yeah, Braxton Jones met his match tonight.
That was a Hornet gang tackle right there. Drops, loses a yard on the carry. And Nacogdoches, every one of them have their hands on their hips just trying to figure out what to do to move the ball against this Hornet defense.
Bill Schoening sent us a text message earlier. Of course, he was here in Huntsville back in the 80s, and he called that game that you were in, Brian, right here on KSAM.
Great Bill Schoening, who's now the play-by-play commentator for the San Antonio Spurs.
Appreciate you, Bill. Thanks for sending that message a little bit earlier. Here for Nac, it's second down and 11 from near their own 40. And a slam coming down. Oh, mama, what another sack in the backfield. This time it's Q Riles saying, get him out of here, mama, back at the 50-yard line.
Q Riles was not going to be denied on that. He just ran over the blocker that was in front of him, and he just caused all kind of problems. Huge play by Q Riles.
Boy, Eddie Cross felt the sting of Qtarian Riles, but Brian, a flag. And it's not going to count because that was a penalty against Huntsville. I'm not even sure what the penalty was. We'll send it down to Josh. Josh, what did you see down there?
To be honest, I didn't see anything. I didn't even see the flag until after the fact. Of course, that's one of the hazards whenever the fog's covering up pretty much the whole field down here. But I didn't really see what that was. Maybe they brought the quarterback down. Might have got a face mask, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I didn't even see the flag down there. And unfortunately, whatever it is, instead of a huge loss back to the 49-yard line and what would have been a heart-filled Florist sack will now go into the Hornet territory all the way, Brian, up to the 27-yard line.
Well, that's a huge penalty and a big break there for Nacogdoches, trying to figure out a way to keep from being shut out here tonight.
Ball on the right hash mark, first down and 10 for Nac, trailing 21-0, 5:51 remaining here in the third. Cross will hand off to his big running back, Braxton Jones. Jones to the right side, bouncing his way in between the numbers. Looks like he's got it up to the 36, call it the 20, actually the 24-yard line.
Jones is a big old boy back there from Nacogdoches running the football. Surprised they hadn't used him earlier tonight.
Only a 3-yard gain. Second down and 7 coming up here for the Dragons. The ball resting on the right hash mark as they're moving from right to left on that right hash mark at the 24-yard line. They'll break out of the huddle. One receiver down to the left, one receiver all alone up top to the right. Two backs spread to either side here of the quarterback Cross. He'll roll backwards. Pressure breaking down. Cross trying to avoid it. Cross has to get rid of it as he is slammed back at the 40-yard line after he got rid of the ball. And that time coming up back there, Seth Carroll bringing a little bit of heat. I believe it was Carroll. It's hard to see, Brian, that fog.
Boy, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It was either Carroll or Qtarian Riles. Yeah, I've never called a game where I can't see the numbers because of the fog.
I mean, it is just, it's getting more and more.
Yeah, well, one more reason we should have been allowed to do video tonight because we have a camera that we put down on the field. So, Brian, there you go. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll talk about our camera.
Tell them why.
That's it. If we would have had the video rights, we could have had a camera on the field tonight. Oh man, third down and a long 7 here, and a whistle blows, and a timeout was called by Nacogdoches. We'll take it with them for 30 seconds. Stay with us, friends. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Fat boy.
Boys Pizza. Fresh hand-tossed pizza. Daily lunch and dinner special. The Meat Buster. Supreme Special. The famous baked potato pizza. Chicken bacon ranch. Buffalo chicken. Cauliflower pizza and more. Fat Boys Pizza. How about the best wings in the world? Baked, not fried. At Fat Boys Pizza in Riverside. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Check them out on Facebook at Fat Boys Pizza Riverside. Fat Boys Pizza. Fat Boys Pizza. Fat Boys Pizza. A proud supporter of Hornet football. Sting 'em.
Welcome back, friends. 5:02 to go here in the city of Huntsville, third quarter. I'm Rob Hip, along with Brian Adams. It's been our privilege to bring you this opening by-district round of the Texas High School football playoffs here from the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. Brian, I got to be careful with that commercial. I come back from the break just laughing, man. I can't control it.
Every minute I'm going to look back and see somebody's bringing pizza in the door here.
All right, friends, here we go. 3rd down and 7 for Nacogdoches. They're trailing 21-7. 5:02 remaining here in the third quarter as Cross is in the gun. A little bit of miscommunication on the handoff and just aired this one out to the right side and well incomplete there at the 15-yard line. He was looking in the direction of Dylan Williams.
Well, they have a 4th down, and they got a big decision. Obviously, they're going to go for it. They have to, but this Hornet defense has been so tough when teams try to go for it on 4th down against them.
A little bit of time taken here, and they'll finally break through this huddle. Brian, that ball resting on the 24-yard line, 4th down and 7. Remember on 4th earlier in this drive, Cross was able to run his way. He bumbles it here, able to hold on to it. Chase from behind. Oh, he slammed down. It's Brian Bobino. 55 saying, I'm alive and well, baby.
Folks, you got to understand the Bobino brothers, they are so big and so strong, but they are so fast and athletic, and these teams they don't know what to do against them. I mean, the Cross is still down on the ground. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Bobino just – man, that has been what it is tonight. 4:53 to go here. Turnover on downs. Huntsville will have it back, and we'll step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Stay with us on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
At CSBU, we want you to bank happy, spend smart, and live well. That's why we are so pleased to announce our newest service, Loan by Phone. If stopping by one of our offices won't fit into your busy schedule, you can still apply for a loan by giving us a call when it's most convenient for you. The application process is quick and easy, and upon approval, we can even send you the documents to sign electronically. The money can then be deposited in your account within 10 minutes. Call CSCU today. Member NCUA, all loans subject to credit approval. Membership eligibility required.
We're back, friends. 4:53 to go here in the city of Huntsville, third quarter. Hornets will start this drive on their own 28, leading 21-0. Wilson on a little crisscross handoff over to that one go to Jalen McClain. It was McClain, and a gain of a couple up across the 30 to the 31.
Yeah, we got a Hornet down.
That's Trey Garrett down there, and hopefully Trey will be okay. Brian, it's been a game here for the Hornets. You know, they put up 21 points. They scored 7 in that first half, the other 14 coming in the second quarter. And here, though, so far, not been able to put anything together much here in this third quarter. That is, you got to be careful. That is an area of concern because the Hornets came out of here striking early, and Brian, so far on their first possession, they had to punt it away. They've only touched the ball once, though, so you got to say that.
Well, that's one of the things that, when you go in at halftime, coaches, they break their players out into groups and they go over what happened in the first half and try to make adjustments and things like that. You know, the one thing the Hornets have done better so far in the second half is kind of cut down on the penalties. But somehow they got to figure out the way to sustain that offense, and not run dry as much.
And luckily there for the Hornets, the injured player able to walk back up here, Brian.
Yeah,
a little bit of a stinger down there.
Yeah, Trey Garrett, the junior O-lineman, he's a big old boy. We want to see him. Back as soon as possible.
Yeah, part of the success that this team has had this season, and we've talked about it on the coaches show, are these guys up front. And if you're an offensive lineman, you don't like to be on that pedestal, but we talk about him. Ryan Hicks is down there. You've got guys making some big plays. Jamarcus Howard, your tight end, he's been a strong force this season.
And he's a big old boy. I mean, Jamarcus is 6'6". I mean, he is just towers over his opponents.
2nd down and 7 for the Hornets from their own 30. Wilson, a handoff to McLean on the left side, and McLean meets a brick wall after a gain of 2. A 3rd down and long coming up here for the Hornets. They really haven't been able to get a lot of the rushing game established here so far this evening, Brian.
No, they haven't. And this is one of the things they've kind of done tonight is they've always kind of been in the 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and they've had a tough time converting tonight. You know, they've had some passes that have been dropped by receivers, but here's another opportunity to convert.
3rd down and 5 for the Hornets from their own 33. A.J. will roll to the right, passing through another strike, and this time it's caught for the 1st down inside the 50-yard line. Threw it to Jamarcus Howard. We just talked about him moments ago.
Hell, he's a big target, and A.J. Wilson rolled out to his right. Jamarcus ran a great route, hit him right between the numbers. Just a good play and a good 1st down. And it looks like, is there a flag down?
Oh, my goodness. Well, here we go, Brian. What would have been a first? This one's rolling back.
And we were just talking about they cleaned it up the second half.
Josh Criswell down there on the sidelines. Josh, I know you're pretty far back, but did you happen to see anything?
Yeah, from the sounds of it looks like that was an illegal man downfield, so that's going to push back what was really probably one of A.J. Wilson's better plays of the day on the offensive end.
Yep, so now the ball goes all the way back here to the 30 – what is that, Brian? The 28-yard line. 3rd down and 10 from the 28. Wilson will step back, throws, airs this one to the right side, and it's well out of the reach of Cornelius Lawrence, incomplete at the 40 on the other end.
Well, that kind of gives you an idea of A.J. Wilson's arm strength. I mean, he just kind of laid it up. Nice little 45-yard pass, but you got to keep the ball in bounds and give your wide receiver a chance.
So instead of a 1st down moments ago, now it'll be a Hornets punt. It'll be their 2nd punt of this 3rd quarter as Aguilar will stand on his own 15. One back to receive here for the Dragons is Dylan Williams. He'll stand on his own 40. Good snap here. The punt on its way. This is not one of the healthier punts that we've seen here by Aguilar, but it will take a good little bounce here and fielded by Ethan Miner at the 35-yard line. We'll keep things right here, Brian. 21-0 your score, 3:48 to go in the city of Huntsville, 3rd quarter. And the Hornets having to punt it away in the 10th possession of the night. We'll go here to Nacogdoches, Brian, as our sign was falling. That's humid out there. We couldn't even hang a sign up here in the booth tonight. It kept now, thanks to one of the fans down there, as our sign in front of us fell down.
Well, it is very humid. It is very foggy out. It just looks like something out of a Stephen King movie out there or something.
Kind of keeping my eye around the corner here, you know. 1st down and 10 for Nacogdoches, trailing 21-0 on their own 35, favoring the left hash mark. I believe it is Boyette back out there as quarterback. It is Boyette, and he is slammed to the ground at the 25-yard line. Oh, man, another slam. And on the bottom of that pile was Calvin Simmons coming up, and the Bobino brothers saying boom, 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 baby.
Boyette drops back to pass and just completely disappears, and he is yet to get up. Man, I tell you, from an old quarterback, and you try to drop back, and you got those guys in your face that are like just so big and athletic. It is a tough night, and Boyette is experiencing every bit of that.
You know, those sacks this year brought to you by our good friends at Hartfield Florist, and maybe that's an absolutely good sponsor because, man, you got to order some flowers for these guys for the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
Man.
We talk about them all year long, and this defense is so good, and they are so aggressive, and just, teams just don't know how to really deal with them, and they have not done well against this defense all year long, anybody.
Brian, my good buddy Joey Snowden, the voice of the Malakoff Tigers, joining us. Malakoff losing a tough one against Mount Vernon just a week ago. And Joey, that's a little 3A school down there. A lot of fun listening to Joey Snowden and his crew there in 3A Malakoff. Joey, good to hear from you tonight, partner. Wish you were still on the air this week. And congratulations to a great season again for Malakoff. 2nd down and a long 17 here for Boyette. He's still out there, and he is slammed to the ground again. Oh, man, as his jersey was swinging around town and slams a bill, bringing it back to Huntsville. It's 99. Ed Bobino.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, whatever. I mean, just
look at Brian. He is stoked. His brother Brian comes running, hauling off the field.
Those two guys, those two brothers are having so much fun this year, playing side by side and just dominating every offense they play against, and they just are having a blast.
And Brian, he goes back even more. It's all the way back now, 3rd down and 21 for Nacogdoches, and we're going to have a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them with 2:32 remaining here in the City of Huntsville third quarter. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
COVID-19 rapid testing is now available at Texpress Urgent Care in Huntsville. No symptoms are needed. Now you can get tested even faster and get your results back faster too. Not sure which test is right for you? Texpress Urgent Care is happy to help. For more details, call 936-570-2626. No appointments are needed. Walk-ins only. Texpress Urgent Care Clinic, located at 193 I-45 South. Check their website at TexpressUrgentCare.com and visit them on Facebook. That's Texpress Urgent Care next to Sports Clips in Huntsville.
Whether you're heading to the deer lease or hitting the road for a holiday trip, Bill Fick Ford in Huntsville has the vehicle for you. From the complete line of Ford F-150, 250, and 350 Super Duty trucks to fuel-efficient Ford sedans and SUVs, you'll find the best selection at Bill Fick Ford. And at Bill Fick Ford, there's no bull, just good deals. The Ficks would also like to thank everyone for your friendship and your business. Bill Fick Ford, I-45 South in Huntsville, or online at BillFickFord.com. Nationwide delivery is free.
Boyette throws an interception as we come back from the break. Threw it right down there. It is the 3rd interception of the night around the 40-yard line. And, Brian, I believe it was Ethan Miner with the pick.
That's number 7, Ethan Miner. I know Pete. I went to school with Pete. I know he's very proud of his son. He has just had a whale of a season.
Actually, you know what, Brian? That is the 4th interception of the night for this Hornet defense. One of the best in the state of Texas, and the Huntsville Hornets will start in excellent field position on the Nacogdoches 28-yard line. Wilson in the gun. He'll take the high gun snap. Hand off to his running back. Breaking through is Jalen McClain. McClain bouncing around inside the 5-yard line down to the 4. Oh, what a run by Jalen McClain.
He followed his blocker all the way down the field. That's that second and third effort we've been talking about. And man alive, this Huntsville Hornet team is they're just strong. So important for the Hornets to punch this one in. They're on about the 3-yard line of Nacogdoches. Punch it in, put some points on the board.
Here we go. McClain on a delayed handoff. No, it's Wilson, the keeper, diving in. Touchdown. Quarterback keeper from 4 yards, A.J. Wilson, the junior.
Nice play fake by A.J. Wilson. He acted like he was going to hand the ball off to McClain, pulled it out, tucked it, ran it up for those 3 yards, breaks the barrier into the end zone. Hornets are just on a roll.
That's your trophy case touchdown, and coming up, the MRC Creekside extra point. Hornets leading 27-0, 1:47 to go here in the 3rd. The snap back, the hold down. Wilson's going to fake it as he will roll to the right. Brian looking, throwing, dagger, touchdown. Oh, man, what a play as he faked it, and it was an intentional play, a 2-point conversion to Calvin Simmons.
Wow, how about that? A.J. Wilson takes the snap, picks the ball up off the ground, runs it around to his right. Oh, my goodness. 2-point conversion is good. Huntsville Hornets up 29-0.
Now, the trophy case, your destination for awards, custom gifts, apparel, and much more. Get your Hornet Spirit gear at the trophy case. We'll keep it right here. The Hornets scoring quickly after an interception by Ethan Miner. They had the ball at the Nacogdoches 28-yard line, a 4-yard keeper by A.J. Wilson, and then Wilson throwing that 2-point pass down to his teammate, 29-0. That's your on-the-move physical therapy and wellness scoring drive recap.
Well, Rob, we want to thank a couple more sponsors while we can. MRC Creekside, a healthy living senior community. And Murray Insurance and Financial Services, an agency you can trust. Climatech Secure Storage, the ideal place to keep your belongings safe and secure. And Copeland Family Dentistry, wonderfully made. Ty Copeland, what a great guy.
Appreciate all of our sponsors. And speaking of Climatech, here is the Climatech Secure Storage kickoff coming up. Hornets leading 29-0. Brian, I didn't expect a 2-point play coming out of Coach Southern's pocketbook, but he pulled it out, and why not? You're up. Let's see what else you can do, and that one threw everybody off, including us up here in the broadcast booth.
Well, us and Nacogdoches. They were not expecting that either.
Christian Avalar said Ethan Miner had the interception a while ago. Avalar set here to kick this one away. From his own 40, left to right, total 11. Now that's a booming kick that we've seen all season. That one will go into the end zone and a touchback.
Yeah, that was 5 yards deep into the end zone there. He has got a leg on him, and he has done real well all year long, kicking field goals, extra points, and, man, he's got a leg.
1:47 to go. It is the City of Huntsville third quarter here in the Bi-District round of the playoffs. 29-0 your score. Huntsville in control. I'm Rob Hipp alongside the great Brian Adams. Boy, there's a new title for you, Brian. How about that? The great Brian Adams. I'm trying to suck up to you.
Well, man, that's okay, man. We don't need that. But you know what's fun is you see these Hornets, and they are having a ball. They are just playing football, flying all over the field, and just supporting each other. This is just old-school Hornet football right here.
Nacogdoches will have it for the 11th time this evening. Their last possession resulted in that interception. They'll start this one here, Brian, from their own. Boy, they got backed up 5 yards.
They sure did.
A little bit of a penalty there. Didn't catch that one. They'll start from their own 20. Reed Boyette in the gun. He'll keep it here, and he is slammed down to the 25-yard line. Boy, if you're going to keep that ball as a quarterback against this Huntsville Hornet defense, you better get ready to get lit up every time.
Well, Boyette, he saw Q Riles coming, and he knew he was fixing to take a shot, and you can almost see him close his eyes and hope for the best right there.
And I don't blame him, Brian. I mean, we're not talking down on any of these guys. If we were down there, that'd be the same thing.
We'd be exactly right.
I bet even in practice, the Huntsville kids are like, whoa, I don't want to get hit by these guys. Play here over to the right side. It's a handoff across the 30-yard line around the 34. That's close to a first down. The ball carrier there was Braxton Jones on the run.
You know, Braxton Jones is, we said earlier, he's a big old guy, and he's very fast. And every time they hand him the ball, you know, he does pretty well. I'm surprised they haven't given him more carries tonight.
Donna Kirk listening in. Go Huntsville. Love Huntsville. Thank you for that message, Donna. Sebastian Patterson, number 34. Can't wait to see you back on the field. Family is watching and listening and cheering you on. Thank you again. We'll get to more of those as we go. 3rd down and 2 here for Nacogdoches from just outside their own 30. And the carry here, that's enough for a first down, Brian, up to the 38-yard line. The ball carrier there, the running back, Glenn Young. Nice little first down.
Yeah, Jarvis Houston, junior linebacker for the Hornets, bringing him down on that play.
Brian's got a pin up here that that's what I look like when I wear a belt after I've eaten so much hamburgers, Brian. It's got a short look.
Come on, man. Seriously?
First down and 10 here for Nacogdoches as they're moving from right to left. Just visualize that. If you've got a real tight belt on and you've eaten a lot of burgers, that's how I feel sometimes, Brian. Stepping back here is Nacogdoches. The pass, wow, that one is caught over in between the hash marks and up for a first down up to the Huntsville 47-yard line. That was a nice strike thrown there to Kevon Page.
Yeah, Kevon Page, he ran a good route. He ran a crossing pattern, and he came wide open over the middle, and, that was one of the very few but successful plays Nacogdoches has had tonight.
That'll wind us down. That is the end of the City of Huntsville third quarter. Fourth quarter action coming up. We'll step aside and take a break. Hornets lead 29-0. This is the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
Whataburger's new spicy chicken sandwich isn't covered in any fiery sauces or crazy hot toppings. Just cool, fresh-cut veggies and mayo to tame the heat. So, where then does the spice come from? Well, the all-white meat chicken is marinated and then fried to a tender crisp. So really, this spice comes from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Fat Boys Pizza. Fresh, hand-tossed pizza. Daily lunch and dinner specials. The Meat Buster. Supreme Special. The famous baked potato pizza. Chicken bacon ranch. Buffalo chicken. Cauliflower pizza, and more. Fat Boys Pizza. How about the best wings in the world? Baked, not fried. At Fat Boys Pizza in Riverside. 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Check them out on Facebook at Fat Boys Pizza Riverside. Fat Boys Pizza. Fat Boys Pizza. Fat Boys Pizza. A proud supporter of Hornet football. Sting 'em.
Coming right back into action here. A pass was thrown over. Cam Cole breaking it up on the right side. Second down coming up for Nacogdoches. That's great defense by the Huntsville Hornet, Cam Cole.
Well, Cam Cole was stride for stride there with the Nacogdoches wide out and knocked that ball down and just launched it deep, hoping for the best there. Good play by Cole.
The ball on the Hornet 47. Nacogdoches moving from left to right. 11:54 to go. Just underway here in the Daiquiri BB Abbey Realty fourth quarter. Knack here, the keeper by Boyette, and Boyette nothing on it.
Again, Boyette just disappears under about 4 or 5 Hornets, and that fog is just getting heavier and heavier as this game progresses.
Yeah, you know, Brian, a lot of times after these games, I go back to my hometown, back to Georgetown, because I go home on the weekends to spend time with my beautiful fiancee, Bridget. I don't think tonight I'm going to drive back. I'm going to wait till the morning. This fog is just simply too thick out here, and I don't want to drive 3 hours on back roads.
Well, I'll tell you, man, it's like a blanket, and it is just set down on this field.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 11 for Knack, trailing 29-0. Boyette will step back here. Oh, he slammed again in the backfield at the 40-yard line. And this time, coming up with the Hartfield Floors sack, it may be Brandon Wiley.
Brandon Wiley, number 90. Boy, he is fired up out there, and we got some other players that are coming out for the first time tonight. It looks like I see Keyshawn Mayers out there.
Yeah, Devin Allen, the junior defensive back, he's coming out. And with 4th down and 19 coming up here, Nacogdoches just going to say, we're going to punt this one away.
Well, I like it that some of these other guys are getting a chance to play here in this playoff game.
This punt on the way. It's fielded at the 25-yard line. I don't know how you can see it in the fog here. Tank White, the returnman, across the left side, pushing his way forward across the 45, down to the 46-yard line. Great return. We'll keep it right here, Brian.
Well, we want to thank all of our sponsors again. Advantage Specialties. Advantage Specialties is your one-stop shop for business promotional needs in Huntsville. Huntsville Hornet Quarterback Club. Feel the sting. Hit Solutions. We bring you home. In City of Huntsville, Huntsville First. Daiquiri BB, Abbey Realty, Huntsville's real estate expert.
Bring home the win with Abbey Realty Daiquiri BB. That is your quarter sponsor here in the fourth quarter. 1st down and 10 for Huntsville. They'll start on their own 45, moving from right to left. The fog, you can almost not even see the opposite end of the field now across from us. Hand off to McLean. McLean daggering his way across the 50, now the 40. Oh, McLean! Cole Massa! The Jets are on across the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. Jalen McLean!
Jalen McLean just put it in a totally another gear. Unbelievable how fast that young man is.
Boy, I know I always say call NASA, but Brian, oh no, it's coming back.
Man, this has happened too many times this year against the Hornets. They will have a big play, and then something will happen. There'll be a flag down, and it brings the play all the way back.
Boy, Coach Southern just shaking his head in disgust down there, as he should be. That was a huge play all the way down to the 5-yard line. Jalen McLean, maybe the reason he was able to get some of those gaps was a hold. Brian, it's going all the way back to the 45-yard line.
Yep.
And at this point, the fog is so thick. I've never seen this thick of fog during a football game. I can't even see the down markers across the other end of the field. I cannot see them.
I can't see I can't even read the numbers on these players' jerseys.
The ball on the right hash mark. 1st down and forever here for Huntsville. Handoff again to McLean, bouncing his way across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Boy, I cannot see that. You can't see that opposite end of the field, Brian.
Folks, this is wild. I mean, you cannot see the stands across the field from us. They're just gone, disappeared.
We'll try to do something here and give fans a visual for those watching on video if I can. It's 2nd down. It's not. I guess it's 2nd down and 8. Passing the flat over here to Cam Cole. Cam Cole finding daylight across the 45 of Nacogdoches and finally slammed out of bounds as he angled his way there at the 45. And he may be close to a Moke and Moke attorney at law 1st down.
Well, he's
and
right
he is.
on it. Yep, they're going to move the chains. Great play there by Cam Cole. Nice pass, A.J. Wilson, to pick up that 1st down and move the chains in what is almost a completely covered up field out there right now.
And Brian, it continues to get even worse. The fog here tonight. So that is a Mocha attorney at law first down for the Hornets. They're leading 29-0, 9:05 to go here in the Daiquiri BB Abbey Realty fourth quarter. Wilson, he loses it, and he falls back down on it. He went to throw it, Brian, and that ball is so slick out there. It fell out of his hand when he went to throw it, and luckily fell right back on it.
Well, they dry these balls off, and they set them down, and it is so foggy out here and covered up, it just gets wet immediately, and it is going to be tough for these young men to hang on to that football.
Again, I'll try to show our viewers out there a picture of this fog. For those of you that are on the video side of things, we'll see if we can get that if we don't lose the signal here. It is second down and a long 17. The ball carrier here, McLean, on the run, only pushing it forward up to the 46-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and long.
The Hornets are chewing up the clock. There's 8:14 left in the ball game. And they're up 29-0, and folks, it is just completely blanketed out there, and you can barely read the numbers on these uniforms.
Brian, for those on the video, that's what our view looks like right now from up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, there it is, man.
That even gives it a little bit more life, to be honest.
Yep.
A.J. Wilson on third down, the strike. That's incomplete at the 40-yard line. Would have been enough for a first down, but Trey Taylor got popped out there by Dylan Williams.
Well, A.J. Wilson threw an absolute dart, and it was a little bit kind of far in front there, but, man alive, what a cannon.
And so fourth down here as the Hornets will have to punt this one away. Brian, you can only imagine if you're out there on the field, what does this fog look like? Can you see on these punts? That could play a factor.
Exactly. This Nacogdoches young man fixing to receive this punt, I hope he may not see the ball up there.
Well, with the way Avalar kicks him, who knows? He gets him up pretty high. We can barely see it.
Wow.
It does take a drop, and, he didn't see it. It takes a nice roll for the Hornets, rolling all the way down the river to the 9-yard line. What a punt by Christian Avalar. They're actually going to mark it down at the 8.
What a great punt. Avalar's just got an amazing leg, whether he's kicking field goals or kicking off or punting or whatever. I mean, he's got a heck of a leg.
We'll keep things right here, Brian, as we thank some more of our wonderful sponsors for helping to make this season possible.
You'll like this one, Rob. Fat Boys Pizza. Hand-tossed dough made fresh daily, pizza, wings, and more. And Adams Furniture. We beat big city prices. And our good friends over at Bill Fick Ford. No bull, just good deals.
We're going to call that the 7. Brian, you read it wrong, though. Fat Boys Pizza. Down to the 7-yard line here. Nacogdoches will start here, trailing 29-0, 7:35 to go in the Daiquiri BB Abbey Realty fourth quarter. From here, I believe that's Boyette as the quarterback. And Boyette is slammed back at the 4-yard line.
Oh, mercy.
Well, no, that wasn't Boyette. That was actually a handoff over to Keelan Elder, and he was slammed back.
Well, that was LaDamian McCoy, the senior safety for the Hornets, just lit him up as soon as he caught that football. Wow. Hitsville is alive and well tonight for sure.
So Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, boy, he's going to be busy tomorrow. He's got a lot of paint and dent he's going to have to fix. Brian here, second down at 11 after a 1-yard loss. As it looks like Boyette down there, Brian.
Can't tell, though, can
with
you?
One back to his right. Boyette, the handoff to his running back over the left side and only up to the 10-yard line. Brings up third down and long. Calvin Simmons there with the stop. Maybe you heard Tony Kulak in the background. So third down and I guess 8 here, Brian. Literally cannot see that opposite end of the field now at all.
Nope, at all.
Wow.
I mean, completely covered up.
Well, that gives you a visual. And Brian, the fog is even getting so thick that even I'm starting to notice it right in front of our window.
I know, man.
Boyette stepping back here on third down. I can't even see where he passed the ball, and it's incomplete. They didn't even have a receiver over there to that side, I don't think.
Oh, this is crazy.
I don't know where he threw it. There was nobody over there. Well, he said it was complete.
It's complete.
So, we apologize up here, folks. We're
Yeah,
trying to keep it, as good as you can visualize it. We'll try to get back on track here. Fourth down and 2. So it was complete to that left side. Fourth down and 2. 5:49 remaining here in the third. Nacogdoches with the ball, trailing 29-0. They're going to go for it. Handoff up the middle. That is enough for a first down, I believe, up to the 23, 24-yard line.
Was that a handoff or was that a quarterback draw?
It was a handoff there to, I believe it may have been to. Oh, my goodness. Well, another reason we should have video tonight. We'd have a camera right down there on the field, Brian.
Well, apparently they got it.
They got the first down. Knack here, first down and 10. They're backed up beyond their own 25. Quarterback here. Oh, man, he got sandwiched at the 25.
He just got crushed.
I want to say that was Keyshawn Mayers down there. He's showing them who's the mayor of Huntsville tonight.
Wow, I mean, these guys, it doesn't matter who lines up against Nacogdoches, man. It is just a free-for-all. And the Hornet defense is just causing all kinds of problems for Nacogdoches.
No gain on the play. We almost cannot see the field at all now. Josh Criswell down there, what is it like from your perspective? We can't see hardly anything from up here, to be honest.
I can see a little bit. I got about maybe 40, 50 yards of visibility, but once we get past the other 40-yard line, I can't see a thing. I heard y'all a second ago. I barely saw that receiver that was split out to the far side of the field. I mean, I have never been a part of a football game like this. You look around in any direction, and you can't see more than 50, 60 yards.
Oh, it's wild, man. It's just that saying, it's thick as pea soup out there.
Yeah, there was a pass there. It was incomplete. Brings up third down and 10. I mean, do you ever get to a point in a football game where the fog is just so thick that the officials have to hold it up? I don't think so.
Well, I think there was one time, didn't the Chicago Bears playing a game similar to this, and you couldn't even see your opponent across the line of scrimmage from you?
It's gotten so bad my phone can't even figure out how to zoom in to what's what. Fourth down and 3 here third down and 10, I beg your pardon. And it is a first down for Nacogdoches all the way across the 45 to near the 50-yard line. Boy, they're still passing the ball out here in the middle of the field, and that was a catch, Brian, up to the 47-yard line. It's a Nacogdoches first down.
I literally never saw that ball in flight. I mean, I just, this is unbelievable.
4:20 to go. Knack trailing 29-0. Heavy fog setting in here. Boyette, I believe, the quarterback. He will hand off to his running back, zigzagging through defenders across the 45-yard line, Huntsville territory.
Well, we got 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the ball game. Some Hornet fans are starting to kind of file out, and please be safe going home tonight, and be careful, and thanks for coming out and supporting the Hornets.
Yeah, that's probably a wise decision here. There may have been a penalty here as that ball is possibly coming back a little bit, Brian. 4:09, clock stop. Nacogdoches trailing 29-0. It's getting so bad, the scoreboard, you almost can't even see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the guys next to us, Tony Kulak, is saying. We don't know what's going on. We're kind of in that same boat, Tony. So third down and 10 here for Nacogdoches. And a keeper here, Brian, not much on it, maybe to the 38-yard line.
I mean, I have no idea where the first down marker is across the field.
I feel for Tony, man, because he's the voice of the stadium.
Well, folks listening on the radio, we apologize. It is just so difficult to see. You can't see anything.
Have you ever been a part of this, Brian?
Never have. This is a first.
I mean, I've been in some heavy rains before, but I have never gotten to a point where I can't see the field. So a little bit of time here. And even the scores down there, they may be relaying information by telephone now, which I think is a great idea. We may have to send it down to Josh and see. Josh, can you see that opposite field marker down there to see what down it is?
Honestly, I can't. It looks like it's, I think we might be looking at a third down, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep up with it up here, Brian. I'm writing them down as we go.
Was there another flag on the play? Because it looks to me like they're moving Nacogdoches backwards.
They just moved Nacogdoches back, but I couldn't tell you what it was for. I think everyone's a little bit lost out here at this moment.
It's like a deer in the headlights out here tonight.
What a crazy game.
Well, 3 minutes to go here, folks. Nacogdoches 29-0. They're trailing this ball game. Maybe a first down and 10 here for Nac is what we're seeing on the scoreboard. I'm trying to keep up with it, Brian, as we go. We cannot see the quarterback now. And what we did see, though, is a completion here on the near side, maybe a gain of a couple as he threw it to the right side to Kevon Page up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice completion. He ran just a little post route, a little 7-yard, post route. He hit him right in the numbers, and I'm not sure, if they got a first or not, but that was a good pass play.
Brian, this is unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, hopefully a gust of wind will come through here. Nacogdoches still with the football here on the 31. Throwing over right side, up. This one almost intercepted by a Hornet at the 35. It went out of the hands of Cam Cole.
Well, Cam Cole had his hands on it for a second, but it looked like the wide receiver for Nacogdoches knocked him down.
Matthews was in there breaking it up. Again, 29-0, 2:05 to go here in this opening bi-district round of the playoffs. Thanks for joining us. Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams up here in the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. We are under some just atrocious fog right now that has covered the field. If you're down there on the field, you can see a little bit, but if you're up here, it's hard to see. As checking into the game, Troy Joseph heading in there on the defensive side of things now, and I believe it was Tyler Luchek coming back here. Quarterback for Nac stepping back, throwing over left side, and I would assume incomplete. Clock continuing to run. And, Brian, that may have been fourth down, and I think that we'll see if that was third or fourth. It's a turnover on downs. That was fourth down. So a turnover on downs. Huntsville will have it. I expect them just to run some clock here and take some knees, Brian.
Yeah, get a first down and then just take some knees and, go into the locker room and is by-district champions. And, this Hornet, it's well-deserved. This is a fantastic Hornet football team, and they have, again tonight, in some crazy weather, proved how good they are.
The junior quarterback, A.J. Wilson, will lead his team onto the field. They'll start with great field position here on the Nacogdoches 32. Moving from right to left with the lead. Handoff to the left side. Darting through defenders. Oh, man, it's Matt Long. Nice run by Matt Long across the 20-yard line, right at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good run by Matt Long. He came wide over here by the Hornet bench, turned it upfield, picked up some good yards there on that run play.
He's got it now to the to the Murray Insurance and Financial Services red zone at the 20. Clock at 1:38, it's stopped, and now it's running again. 29-0, Huntsville in the driver's seat. They will end up being, after this one gets down to 0, your by-district champion, so a second gold football coming their way.
Well deserved.
Wilson now will delay a handoff. And the running back guts it up to around the 15-yard line. Clock continues to run.
Well, 1:12 left in the ball game, and the Hornets are inside the red zone of Nacogdoches. Looks like they may be on the 15-yard line.
We had a little bit of, think back down there, and should be enough for a Moke attorney at law first down there at the 15. John Schindler sent us a message. Said that you and Brian and his younger brother played with his older brother Mark.
Yep, he played with my older brother Mark. I played with his younger brother Jay.
Huntsville fans clapping here. One more knee should do it. And 35 seconds. A.J. Wilson will hand the ball to the official. And the Huntsville Hornets defense stinging them, baby, as the clock will wind down to 0. And the Huntsville Hornets are your by-district champions. We'll go ahead and step aside for that break. Huntsville victorious tonight. We'll hear from head coach Rodney Southern and more. Stay with us as we have the AB Squared Self-Storage Facility post-game wrap-up coming up in just a few moments. We'll be right back.
Hey, how are y'all? This is Daiquiri Beebe with Abbey Realty. Communication is key when it comes to a successful real estate transaction. Putting my clients first and helping them through the entire process is my passion. I know the neighborhoods in our community and those who live in them. I serve and volunteer with numerous organizations because I value Huntsville. You may have seen the I Heart Huntsville interviews or read my articles in the paper. I'm Daiquiri Beebe with Abbey Realty, and I'd be honored to be your next real estate professional. Sting 'em Hornets!
Advantage Specialties is your one-stop shop for business promotional needs in Huntsville. Need a logo on a shirt, hat, or other piece of clothing? Advantage Specialties provides embroidery in-house. Embroidery in-house helps make the process fast and affordable. What about promotional products? Banners, signs? Advantage Specialties can help put your name on virtually anything. For custom in-house embroidery, promotional products, printing, and much more, check out AdvantageSpecialties.com. That's AdvantageSpecialties.com. Sting 'em, Hornets!
Hey, how are y'all? This is Daiquiri Beebe with Abbey Realty. Communication is key when it comes to a successful real estate transaction. Putting my clients first and helping them through the entire process is my passion. I know the neighborhoods in our community and those who live in them. I serve and volunteer with numerous organizations because I value Huntsville. You may have seen the I Heart Huntsville interviews or read my articles in the paper. I'm Daiquiri Beebe with Abbey Realty, and I'd be honored to be your next real estate professional. Sting 'em Hornets!
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas from Adams Furniture. That's right, folks. It's Christmas time. We're having a huge Christmas sale. How about a Lazy Boy? $3.99 for a recliner, $4.99, $5.99. They're all in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Listen, come in right now. We have a big mattress sale going on. We're the largest mattress dealer in Huntsville. How about Tempur-Pedic? How about Sealy? Listen, we also have a bed. You buy the queen-size mattress, we'll give you an adjustable base for free. Remember, that's Adams Furniture at 75 North and 10th Street, or shop online at shop@adams.com.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Whataburger's new spicy chicken sandwich isn't covered in any fiery sauces or crazy hot toppings. Just cool, fresh-cut veggies and mayo to tame the heat. So, where then does the spice come from? Well, the all-white meat chicken is marinated and then fried to a tender crisp. So really, this spice comes from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Nelson Amaya's Collision Center is proudly serving Huntsville from his new location at 2011 Sycamore Avenue near the Bearcats baseball field. Nelson Amaya's Collision Center proudly serves the Walker County area with integrity and honesty. Accepting all insurances, be sure to ask about referral discounts. Experienced since 1999. That's Nelson Amaya's Collision Center at 2011 Sycamore Avenue and online at NelsonAmayasCollision.com. Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, a proud supporter of the Huntsville Hornets.
The holiday season is here, and that means Wiesner of Huntsville's holiday savings event is too. Come check out these great deals at Wiesner of Huntsville, like a Chevy Traverse for only $25,345, or a Chevy half-ton crew cab for only $28,986. Want something a little smaller? Get a 2020 Chevy Equinox for $20,986, or a Chevy Trax for $16,986. These deals won't last long, so hurry down for Wiesner of Huntsville's holiday savings event, or shop us online at WiesnerHuntsville.com.
Whataburger's new spicy chicken sandwich isn't covered in any fiery sauces or crazy hot toppings. Just cool, fresh-cut veggies and mayo to tame the heat. So, where then does the spice come from? Well, the all-white meat chicken is marinated and then fried to a tender crisp. So really, this spice comes from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Huntsville ISD is the best place for children to be. We offer a full-day pre-K center to advanced career and college options, along with a variety of extracurricular activities and award-winning fine arts, band and athletics programs, an excellent child nutrition and bus transportation services, bilingual ESL and GT programs, special education services, and a career and technical education program that provides multiple certification and licensing options for students. Visit huntsville-isd.org. It's a great day to be a Hornet. We're building champions, everyone, every day.
You're listening to the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network. KSAM Huntsville is 101.7 KSAM. It's the Hornets postgame show brought to you by AB Squared Self-Storage. Let's head back to the stadium with Rob and Brian for the wrap-up of tonight's game on 101.7 KSAM.
All right, Huntsville, Texas, welcome back. We are at Madisonville, Texas, Mustang Stadium. I'm so used to looking across reading Mustang Stadium, and my brain just froze for a minute. We can't even see the opposite side of the field, but the Huntsville Hornets victorious tonight, taking care of business here in the opening by-district round of the Texas high school football playoffs. 29-0 the final score. Brian, an all-out great effort by Huntsville tonight, but they do have a lot of things to improve on. You know that Coach is going to talk to them about those penalties and a couple of big plays called back. You've got to continue to work on that if you want to go deep in the playoffs.
No question about it. Well, first, congratulations to the Huntsville Hornets. They are your by-district champs, and they did what they had to do. They're taking this one game at a time, and this was a nice victory. But you're right, they have a lot of things they can still work on. One of them is the penalties. Those things are killing the Hornets. They'll have a big play, and they'll get it called back due to some silly penalty. They've got to correct that. The other thing they need to do tonight, I understand it's wet out there. It's foggy. You can barely see. You can't see. But there was a lot of drop passes. They've got to figure out a way to bring those balls in. Other than that, the defense tonight, Rob, was just outstanding. I mean, they've been like that all night long, and all year long, and again, arguably the best in the state of Texas. And what a great Hornet victory tonight for these young men.
There's a reason the Hornets are ranked number 4 in the state of Texas, according to Dave Campbell, Texas football tonight, taking care of business. Got to give them a big round of applause, 29-0 as they shut out Nacogdoches. A big win here tonight. Moving on to that next round, and I believe going to be facing Barbers Hill. And as soon as we have more information about the time and location, of course, we'll have that to you. And Brian, I'm going to be honest, we're going to put in a video rights request again, and more than likely we're not going to get it, but we're still going to put it in. And because we want to have that right. Now, we don't know until Tuesday every day, but I encourage you, please contact the UIL and voice your concern if you have any questions. You know, please be respectful. I'm not telling you to call and be rude, but please call and be respectful, email and be respectful, and voice your concern, because that's the way that change will happen. We need people to be professional with the way that this is handled. And again, please call, please voice your concern, and let's see if we can get some change made, Brian.
No question about it. It'd be great to have a video. As I said earlier before we got started tonight, I had a Huntsville Hornet fan in the stands pull me aside and asked me about it, and was disappointed that we weren't going to have the video like we've been having on YouTube. Hopefully, we can get that changed for next week. But if not, we're still going to be here, and we're going to bring it to you live on the radio and Facebook and everywhere else we can. But again, what a great victory tonight. This team, folks, we've been saying it all year long, is full of confidence. They are a nasty team, and I mean that in every good way possible. But every opponent that has played them has run into a buzzsaw, whether it's defensively, offensively, whatever the case may be. The Hornets, they are a special team, this unit.
Well, Coach Southern is still down there talking to his kids. We're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we'll try to have interviews and more. Stay with us. The AB Squared post-game wrap-up continues here on the Hornet Nation Broadcast Network.
AB Square Self-Storage is your local go-to self-storage facility that can help give you the extra space you need. From non-climate and climate-controlled storage to parking spaces for your car, boat, trailer, and RV, they've got it all. AB Square Self-Storage has 24-hour computerized gate access, around-the-clock security camera monitoring, no long-term lease commitment, and convenient payment options. Give them a call today at 936-755-5000 or reserve your space online at www.ab2selfstorage.com. AB Square Self-Storage is a proud sponsor of Huntsville Hornet football. Sting 'em Hornets.
First Financial Bank knows how important a person's vehicle can be.
My SUV is perfect for taking clients to properties and me to the golf course.
My pickup hauls work supplies all week and the family on weekends.
My hybrid helps the environment and my fuel bill.
If you're ready for a new vehicle, talk to First Financial. We offer loans at competitive rates with fast local approval.
My 4x4 works hard, but plays even harder.
First Financial Bank. You first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back, friends, as we continue the AB Squared Self-Storage post-game wrap-up. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Brian Adams. We are live in the Copeland Family Dentistry broadcast booth. Josh Criswell down in the field. Josh, coach down there, I didn't know if you were able to hear any of that. How is the attitude right now among the players and coach? It was a good game. Well, Josh may not have us down there, Brian, unfortunately. Well, the mic needs to be, we need to get that microphone plugged back in. I'm not sure why we unplugged the microphone, because we have an interview that we have to have with Coach down there. So we're going to try to get that. We need to get that plugged back in ASAP. I'm not sure why that got unplugged. Josh, we'll try to get down to you. If you're down there and can hear me, I can't see you right now, but we sorry about that. Our system got unplugged up here, and we'll wait here just for a few moments. But, Brian, Huntsville taking care of business, 29-0, your final here tonight.
No doubt about it. I mean, they came and they did what they had to do. And as we were talking about Wednesday night on the Rodney Southern Coaches Show, take it one game at a time, do what you have to do, impose your will on the other team, which Huntsville did tonight, and let's win the ball game. And they did, 29-0. I think those boys get some donuts for something like that, shutout. But regardless of that, a great ball game. There was just some great plays on both sides of the football, and what an exciting win, Rob. On to the next round.
Yeah, and Josh is actually down there right now. We'll see if we can go down to him. He's already in the interview with Coach, so we apologize for that. I'm not sure why we got unplugged up here like that. We're not going to have that interview, unfortunately. Man, oh, my goodness. All right, we'll step aside and take a break. We'll be right back here in just a few moments. Stay with us.
AB Square Self-Storage is your local go-to self-storage facility that can help give you the extra space you need. From non-climate and climate-controlled storage to parking spaces for your car, boat, trailer, and RV, they've got it all. AB Square Self-Storage has 24-hour computerized gate access, around-the-clock security camera monitoring, no long-term lease commitment, and convenient payment options. Give them a call today at 936-755-5000 or reserve your space online at www.ab2selfstorage.com. AB Square Self-Storage is a proud sponsor of Huntsville Hornet football. Sting 'em Hornets.
Huntsville ISD is the best place for children to be. We offer a full-day pre-K center to advanced career and college options, along with a variety of extracurricular activities and award-winning fine arts, band and athletics programs, an excellent child nutrition and bus transportation services, bilingual ESL and GT programs, special education services, and a career and technical education program that provides multiple certification and licensing options for students. Visit huntsville-isd.org. It's a great day to be a Hornet. We're building champions, everyone, every day.
Brian, a little bit of technical difficulties there as some of our equipment just lost some power to it. So unfortunately not going to be able to have those interviews tonight. But let's wrap this one up, Brian, and head out of here before the fog blows us out of here, man.
Well, what a crazy night. I've never experienced a game like this with the field absolutely just disappears. But it did tonight, but the Hornets did what they had to do. Again, I mean, what a great performance by those Hornets. And it looks like we're going to be playing Barbers Hill in the next round. And, again, the Hornets will take this one game at a time, and they will correct some of the mistakes they made tonight with some of the penalties. Again, they've got to correct those penalties, and they need to do a little bit better job, Rob, converting on third down and moving those chains. If they do those things, man, the sky's the limit for this club.
Well, looking forward to continuing more. We'll have the coverage, and we'll let you know the time and the date sometime as soon as we have it. Again, we'll try to put in those video rights and see if we can get them. But, Brian, again, your final tonight, 29-0, Huntsville taking care of business versus Nacogdoches. We'll be back on the air sometime next week, whenever that is. Proud of these Hornets. Sting them Hornets and keep them rocking and rolling. Brian, it was a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely, it was a fun one. Again, everybody driving home tonight on 45 going home or 75, please be careful, drive safe, and just take your time. Thanks for coming out, and heck of a game, Rob. Enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, that will do it here from Madisonville tonight. Josh is down there, and, unfortunately with that power issue, we won't be able to get to him. So we will sign off on that. Thanks to Jarris Warren back at KSAM Studios, our general manager, Dave Donahue, Steve Ricks for helping to put everything together. As always, we appreciate Nathan Height, Mr. TJ Garrett, and Melton Green as well. For Brian Adams, I'm Rob Hipp. Your final score, 29-0, as I end every broadcast reminding you tonight that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, friends. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. Good night, and God bless from Madisonville, Texas.
You've been listening to the Huntsville Hornet Post-Game Report. The broadcast is an exclusive presentation of HEH Communications and the Huntsville Independent School District. Any rebroadcast of this program is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of HEH Communications, HISD, and all participating sponsors. Thanks for listening to Huntsville Hornet